Once so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red bombs bursting in air through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Good evening, high school football fans, and welcome to Balaban Field here at St. Xavier High School for the first round Division I tournament action. The Elder Panthers are coming in and bringing a whole horde of people with them to do battle with the St. X Bombers tonight here at St. X. I'm Bill Schlater. Coach Ed Nardini is with me tonight. Ed coaches the freshman football team here at St. X, and he's going to provide a little bit of expertise for us tonight. Ed, tell me something. What's it like to, as a coach, to have to play a team like Elder a second time in the tournament, and as such a rivalry existing already anyway?
Well, one thing you never want to, I don't want to say you never want to, but you never want to get in the predicament where you have to play one opponent twice, let alone Elder, let alone a GCL rivalry. They come at you. It doesn't matter what records are when these two teams play, because it's going to be a hard-nosed, hard-fought game, and each team's going to come after you.
And that's a truism almost across the GCL, any sport. It didn't take long for us to realize here that it doesn't matter whether it's baseball, basketball, football, bowling, golf. If the two GCL sports are going at it, it's going to be a tough match.
Oh, it's going to be a real tough match. And one thing about the GCL, and one thing that was written in the paper was GCL sports basically are one of the toughest leagues in the country. And anytime that you bring these two together, St. X is running out on the field now. Elder's on the other end zone, getting ready to come in. It's just a hard-fought, hard-nosed game, and the GCL game is just one that, the records go out. I mean, they're all rivalries.
Yes, it's very obvious that the records do go out. In fact, the ratings go out. All the talk, all the hype goes out. St. X, down to a person, seems to realize that Elder is no one who they can take advantage of.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
So tell me, what'll be different tonight than 5 weeks ago when St. X played Elder here again at Balaban Stadium and left with an 18-0 victory.
Well, one of the major differences tonight is John Hurley is out for the season. That's a big difference.
Very unfortunate.
You bring in a sophomore quarterback, Luke Massa, who's been playing very well for us. He's getting better each game, and fortunately, it's the third game. This is going to be his fourth game, I believe.
I think so.
And he just keeps getting better and better.
Now that was in the Cleveland St. Edwards, Lakewood St. Edwards game up in Columbus that he got hurt. Is that
correct? Yes. So, and I believe that Luke played majority of that game, and then he came back the following week and played against St. Ignatius, which went on to overtime, or double overtime, which they won, triple overtime, I believe. And then the following week was Moeller.
And I think Johnny Hurley is serving almost as a somewhat of a quarterback coach for Luke Massa. I think if he's in the same role he was the last couple of weeks, you'll see him on the sidelines, and he's really going to be right involved in things and kind of giving his input, especially to Luke Massa. We're ready for kickoff here, Ed. Looks like St. X is going to receive with Darius Ashley and Ian Cummings back, and Elder is just about ready to kick off. They're going to put Tony Miliano is putting the ball in place, and he's getting ready to try to punch this one into the end zone, I'm sure.
And just to touch upon what you had just said about John Hurley, it does look like he's down there with his a headset on. So,
and it is going to be fielded by Ian Cummings on about the 2-yard line. He's going to go right up the gut, gets us a little bit of a seam, and is able to take it just about out to the 27 or 28-yard line before maybe 5 or 6 of them brought him down. Number 20, Dominic Palmisano, number 45, Nick Daffin were in on that stop, among others.
And that was a nice return that Ian had going up the middle. It's just a step or two away from breaking it away.
St. X made a nice wedge, and you can tell he didn't hesitate. He went right there as if that were called. We got Milligan right, Scheidler left, Ashley in the backfield with Massa. He takes that. They're going to throw on first down. Luke Massa is going to run out of the pocket, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield right down on about the 20-yard line.
It looks like number 93 was in on that play, which was Jay Volker. And this is something that Luke, he's looking up front. He's not worried about it was number 91.
That was Brett Hambrick.
And but Luke held on to the ball, but he's got to be careful about losing 5, 6, 7, 8 yards.
And that's a significant loss there. And there goes that.
And Luca Romeo on the handoff.
Elder shot out of there. The defensive lineman literally shot off the line, and we're back there to greet Luca Romeo before he could really establish
one of the big keys of the game today is going to be the two defenses.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to come down to what defense wins the game.
And that was the story last week too, or the last time these two teams met, is both teams played outstanding defense. Luca Romeo is in motion. Massa hits John Scheidler right across the middle. Nice pass play. Not going to be nearly enough.
It's not, but it was that's a good play for Luke Mazza, just to get his confidence back, just to get his flow going again, because that's a beautiful pass just on a quick slant to John Scheidler, and a nice pickup.
Ever-present Eric Linneman, you're gonna hear his name a lot tonight, was there to make the stop. That was Tim Perica punts there. That ball is going to bounce. It hit him.
Oh,
it may have been touched by a bomber last. We're not quite sure what.
It was touched by a bomber last, but
nobody had control.
Nobody had control.
So it looks
St. X needed to get control, but that's a key play. If St. X gets that ball, that's a key play here. And
it looked like it hit one of the Elder blockers there right in the back.
It did.
It was a high kick by Tim Perica.
And that's something that I'm sure Doug Ramsey is just going crazy on the other side.
That's a hard stopper.
It is a hard stopper.
Groney. Looks like they're setting up for a passing game here. And sure enough, he comes out of shotgun.
And he's going to get sacked.
He's sacked by Greg Scruggs. And
almost. Greg Scruggs had a great play coming from the opposite side, running him down.
And just before he went down, he got that ball off for an incompletion.
He sure did.
Deliberately threw it out of bounds. Good heads-up play by Groney there, and good hustle by Greg Scruggs.
And again, you know, Groney being a senior, you know, he's going to be able to make those plays. You just hope that Luke is able to mature enough that he can make some of those same plays.
And I would imagine that you have to go through a little bit to be able to get to that point where you have that awareness and that headiness to be present to those kind of situations.
Yes.
Again, Elder comes in a strong passing formation. Nick Groney on that draw is tripped up by Joe Richter there coming through. He gets about a 5-yard gain on the play.
And that was a nice pickup. That nice play calling. You know, they're back in the shotgun. They come out throwing very first play. They come back, set him up, and he does a quarterback draw right up the middle, and he's able to pick up a good 5 yards.
John Anevsky for Elder. It's like a pulling guard there, and kind of enabled that 5 yards to happen.
It was sort of a trap play that they ran.
So not a pulling guard.
Well, it was a pulling guard. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought I saw.
Yeah.
I'll defer. Luke Keekley looked like he may have been tackled right there.
Yep.
And it's caught by another player, but that's going to come back. That was quite an acrobatic play there.
That was a heck of a play. It was tipped up in the air.
Michael Del Prince came down with it, but Luke Keekley really was literally tackled there on that play in his attempt to get to the quarterback. So that's going to be a 10-yard walk-off from the point of the foul. Flag sitting on about the 41 or 2 of Elder, and looks like it's going to go back from where? There will be a decline. And
did they call it incomplete?
No, I think
they must have called it incomplete.
You can't decline that?
Well, you can't decline it, but they must have called that an incomplete pass, which I didn't catch. They called it an incomplete pass to make it 4th down. So St. X declined it, so now it's 4th and 5.
It didn't look like an incomplete pass to me. Danny Milligan sits right on his 20. Fair catches that in a little bit of an Elder crowd there. Number 19, Reggie Mitchell, was right there with him when he caught that ball. So a quick 3 and out for Elder, and St. X will start one more time from their 20 and try this whole thing again.
And again, you know, it all comes down to defenses and who's going to make the big play, who's going to make the mistake. And I think the defense is going to win the game here. And you'll hear me say that throughout the whole.
Keep talking.
The whole game.
That makes sense. There goes Darius Ashley. Darius Ashley just refused to let his knee touch the ground there.
The one thing about Darius Ashley is he's got great balance. He's got a great view of the field, and as you see him here, he just puts his hand down and he just keeps moving forward.
He's really hit at the 23, and those last 5 yards literally were for him doing his hand on the ground and a few extra lurches there to get that 5 yards. Milligan in motion, takes the ball, following Ashley around to the right side. Milligan's got that first down. There's going to be a flag on the play, and that's a telltale sign on that play.
Yep, number 93, Jay Volker, the defensive end for Elder, was being held on the play right over here. And I'm not sure, it may have been the tight end, Patrick.
That may have been
29, Luca Romeo,
yes,
was holding him.
That's a killer.
So, and it is, and that's, you know, one thing that I always tell my players is we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot. And this is something that, you know, that's a shot in the foot because you get a first down here.
Okay, that's going to drop it back to the 18-yard line where it's going to be 2nd and 12 for St. X. Maybe 2nd and...
That's about 2nd and 12.
And 12 from the 18.
So we'll try that again. Schuyler comes way wide left with Milligan right. I think that's Pat Kelly in a tight end position. Luke Massa sees Milligan. That's going to be a 10-yard gain right there to Milligan on a quick out. Luke Massa delivered that one right on the spot.
And again, you know, that it's just a perfect pass. He's got him wide open and gets his confidence going. And you know, he's not looking down the field. He's just looking down, you know, just 5-10 yards down the field, and that's what he's getting. So
we're looking at 3rd and 2 here from the St. X 28-yard line. Once again, Shiloh comes our way. Danny Milligan goes to the right. We got a runner in the slot there. Darius Ashley is going to go out to the 30. It's very close. It's going to be spot dependent.
It looks like the spot's going to give it. They're going to give it to him, but I can't really tell.
Well, Darius was straddling that line, so that should be there. I guess we'll see. It's going to be a measurement, I believe.
Oh, it should be. It shouldn't be a measurement because it should be right there. I mean, it looks like it's on the line, and that's all they had to get to was the line. So
Danny Milligan's got a little helmet issue there he's working with.
I really don't understand this.
In other words, if it's on the line, why do they bring it out?
Right, because it started at the 20.
Right.
So, but again, it wasn't. It was a fair catch. He fair caught it on the 20, so it depends on where they spotted it at the beginning.
So that's the first down that we've seen tonight, after several attempts, or a couple attempts by St. X and one by Elder. And we'll come out again. This time Stephon Ball comes wide left with Johnny Shiloh in the slot and Danny Milligan right. He's coming across in motion. He takes that ball. He cuts upfield. Milligan's going to get across the 40 for a first down.
They've got another first down.
Nice spin move there to get those last 3 yards.
That was a nice 11-yard gain.
Now, what's impressive here is that Dan Milligan just seems to know when to cut through and you know, stop the end sweep and cut up field.
Yes, it is, and that's something. And you know, we talked about Danny Milligan before, and he's just a remarkable athlete.
And again, that headiness that he has in his position, knowing when to do what. There's Mass has plenty of time. Shiloh drops the ball. Good pass. There's a lot of footsteps around him, though.
It was a perfect pass. I don't know what happened. You know, it's just one of those things that he.
John usually doesn't drop that.
No, he doesn't. No? He doesn't. And then that's just something that, you know, he was open. He had a nice gain and another confidence builder for Luke. Unfortunately, he dropped it. So.
In other Ohio High School Athletic Association football, it's Sycamore
Ball's
7.
positioned at the 41-yard line, 2nd and 10. Once again, we're proud to have you with us tonight. Luke Mass hands off to Darius Ashley. He's running right up the field.
He's gone.
Darius is going to run away from Elder.
There's nothing.
He's going to go 59. A touchdown for St. Xavier High School. That happened right now.
It happened right now.
It's a good thing we didn't blink.
I'm sorry, I was just saying there's nothing, because as soon as he broke through and there's no linebackers back there, he just broke it all the way, and I knew there was nobody that could be able to catch him.
It's amazing how good their defense is, and yet once he gets a step, it's gone.
Oh, it is. And all he needs, too, is just a little alley. He just needs a little alley, and if you give that to him, he's going to make you miss him, and he's going to make things happen.
Danny Milligan is going to be attempting this extra point here. Hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. Holding there is number 14 now. Do you suppose that's Danny Frediger?
No, that's
the other 14, or is that Luke Massa?
That's Luke Massa.
Okay.
Yep, because you want to have a quarterback back there, and I'm not sure if he's been doing that the whole year.
Michael Watring's been the holder. He's been holding throughout the year. Number 23, who's listed as a defensive back, who played a little quarterback, I think, for you as a freshman.
Yes. But one thing that you have when you put Luke back there is you put a little. You know, are they going to go for two? When you're kicking a field goal, are they going to fake it?
So in other words, what you're doing is you're throwing a question out there.
Exactly.
And you're saying you never quite know what's going to happen.
So if you want to come after us, come after us.
Right.
But we may fake it.
Good point. Good point. I wouldn't have thought of that, Ed. I'm awful glad you're here. Well, St. X is I think very, very happy to be able to get that first score up on the board. Maybe breathe a little sigh of relief and
Yes.
sit down to play some good defense.
Well, and then now what has to happen, again,
Tim O'Connor,
you're gonna, I'm
Nick
going to say it
Oldhouse, our deep
for a long
for the
time,
Panthers.
but, the
Danny
defense is going to
Milligan
win this game, and if
to
St. X
kick off
comes out and we
for
can
St.
stop Elder 3 and out, that'll be a big thing.
Elder showed pass early in their first series, and I have to believe that their intention is going to be to have a strong passing game tonight.
Well, when you have a quarterback like
short kick
Elder
by
has,
Milligan, it's going to be taken on about the 7 or 8 yard line.
He's got nowhere to go.
I think that was Oldhouse for Nick Oldhouse for, or excuse me, O'Connor. I'm sorry. He didn't get much out of it. Maybe about 3 yards.
Jerry Riley, I believe, was down there making the first contact, and then there was just a whole slew of St. X bombers down there, and he had nowhere to go.
That was very good coverage.
It was great coverage.
Teams.
Yes, great coverage.
So St. X is setting up on defense. Ross Moran is the cornerback on the far side, and Timmy Bayer is the cornerback on the near side. Safety position is going to be manned ably by Fred Craig.
You got Jerry Riley back there, and you've got Billy Rumpke also. Oh, nowhere.
Number 7,
nice
Craig
Billy.
Safety comes up to fill that hole, and a flag comes out. Flag comes out as they were driving the runner back. I'm sure that was Nick Gramke with the carry. Let's see what happens here.
I don't know.
Face mask, maybe?
I don't know about this one.
Not going to be for the home crowd.
Personal. That was a poor call, I guarantee you, because what they called that on was when they pushed him back, and that's a poor call.
That's the way they're taught to play. 11 men to the ball.
Exactly, and that's what you want to do. You want to get 11 men to the ball, and this is a game that's all hyped up, and you're all geared up, and Coach Beck is not happy on the sideline, and he shouldn't be.
Well, do you raise questions in kids that are we or are we not supposed to play aggressively? And I think whenever they determine that, then it's a mistake. Kyle Rudolph catches it on the side, driven out of bounds by Billy Rumpke. Catches it. That goes for about 12 or 13 yards and a first down for Elder.
Now, this is something that Elder did not do. I think they only threw one time to number 9. And go ahead.
I remember that last game when we watched that and announced that game. We kind of wondered why they didn't use Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah.
Here they've gone to him early, and it looks like they're going to. I would say they're going to try this more regularly tonight. There's a handoff to Gramke. He's going to ride, and he's going to be caught up, but he snakes away from the first few tacklers.
That was a heck of a run. He made 3 or 4 St. Xavier bombers miss him. You can see him on the replay here. He cuts up the middle. He cuts to the side, making Greg Scruggs miss him. Nick Schneider misses him, and then number 6, I believe that's Billy Rumpke. He just went right through his hands. But then they were able to pull him down. But it was a nice 6-yard gain.
Strong run by Nick Gramke, and Elder's going to have to do that if they're thinking passing tonight. They're going to have to get Nick Gramke in the game to balance out a little bit, I would think. Brony's in the shotgun, fakes a quick pass right up the middle, and he's going to go right up the pike and get about another 3. Looks like he may be a yard short of that first down.
It looks like by the spot he's going to be a yard short.
Fred Craig also underneath for St. Xavier.
Again, that was a nice play, but you see Luke Keithley was right there. He got blocked, and he wasn't able to sustain the gap and the hole that he was in. And he actually, if you could see him, he turned his shoulders, which gave him a nice alley to run through.
Josh Jones to the near side with Kyle Rudolph and Nick Oldhouse to the far side. There's a fumble right there. Gramke picks it up. He's going to runs for a first down. How unfortunate for St. X that somebody could have just dropped on that ball. It looked like Gramke had the presence of mind to get the ball and go in the right direction, and by golly, got a first down out of it.
Yep. And again, the ball bounced just the right way, and
yes, it did.
It bounced right back up into his hands, and he was able to make something happen with it and get a first down.
That's enough for the Elder first down.
Elder's going to have their
10 Panthers
second first down in succession here, and that helps them advance into St. X territory a little bit deeper here. Brony under center. takes the ball, he's back, takes a handoff. Ball's going to go out there. Josh Jones in the flat, taken out of bounds by Billy Rumpke.
That was a good play.
Looks like that play went for about 8 yards, 7 yards maybe. I'm sorry. They're spotting it way up there about 10 yards.
And they've taken Billy Rumpke out. And I believe that they put in number 80, who is
Justinian Mason. Justinian's a junior. I think he's a track man. They're going to get a little more speed in that secondary for St. X. Big Kyle Rudolph is wide left. Fred Craig goes over to take care of him. Gramke's up the pike. He's hit. That ball dropped out of.
It looked like the ball came out.
Gramke must have smothered it again.
Luke Keegley on the defensive stop of
first down on the St. X 31.
And as we see the replay, that the blocking up front. Oh, he did lose the ball, but again, he was just able to bounce right on top of it.
I think it was another perfect bounce.
Yep.
It literally bounced right back up into his arms.
And they opened the hole for him. It was just a little 15 and a zone play, inside zone play, and the gap was there. The alley was here for him to get a first down.
The Elders marching down in rather methodical fashion here. Groening fakes a handoff. There's the pass to Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph tried to one-hand that ball. It's just a little too high, and Justinian Mason was applying a little pressure over there. That ball goes incomplete.
And I'll tell you what, St. X is lucky because Kyle Rudolph was wide open. If he gets that ball, he gets close to the 10-yard line, if not inside the 10.
Right. And it took a little while for somebody to catch up. If that ball would have been thrown a little lower and he'd have caught it without jumping
on the run,
he would have had it.
Yes.
He would have had the opportunity to do so. Pick up a little ground there. Running the shotgun, takes the pass, throws a little dump pass.
Oh, nice play by Nick.
Nick Schneider is right there.
Oh, now
is that a head-to-head?
I don't know.
Nick Schneider made a heck of a tackle on that play.
I don't know.
It may have been a head-to-head combat or a head-to-head contact.
No, ineligible receiver downfield.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that was. Whew.
I was a little worried about that.
Yep, I think Coach Specht was a little bit too. And even on a screen, if they catch it behind the line of scrimmage, then it's not an eligible receiver downfield. They can get their lineman downfield. But if he's over the line of scrimmage, then the lineman can't go downfield.
Oh. That's another one of those things that, how do you ever know where you are out there in the heat of battle? But that's why you practice.
That's why you practice, and that's what you need to do. The running back needs to know exactly where he is.
That's a 5-yard mark off for Elder, and it'll put him back at 2nd and 15. It's a little bit of an advantage for St. X there.
That was a heck of a play, too, by Nick Schneider to snuff it out and just put a nice lick on it.
He read it well, but he also moved to the ball very quickly.
Yes, he did.
Made a hard stick on it and made sure he got no momentum going. Groening's back to pass again. He's going to be hit in the backfield, but not stopped. Throws. And we got a St. X player down in the backfield. That's getting up a little slow.
That looks like
that's Muldoon.
Muldoon, yes. And it might
like
be
okay.
There's a flag down there. It's either holding or he crossed
he
crossed the line of scrimmage. And that's what it is. Ineligible forward pass. And I'm not sure, but it might be a loss of down as well. But I'm not sure.
That would help. There's Groening. Now in this replay, you can see he escapes some serious peril in the background there. Very, very good run by him. He's down to the 40, and he throws that ball from the 36. So that was pretty close to the line of scrimmage.
Nope. I'm sorry. It isn't.
No, they did lose down.
They did lose down. You're right.
Third down, and back to just inside St. X 40. So this is a big opportunity for St. X to keep Elder.
3rd and 19, and something that the St. X needs to make a big play here.
They do. Groening's back to pass, throws. Josh Jones
drops it,
catches the ball and drops it, or just doesn't catch it.
That
obviously did not catch the ball.
That was good coverage by
Tim Bayer, wasn't it?
Tim Bayer, yes. And he came around and I believe he's the one. He got his hand in there right after the ball was, right after he caught it. And he was able to get his hand in there.
A great defensive play by Tim Baer to break that up. That was a nice pass and a nice route. Sails out of bounds. Looks like it.
Nope, they're going to mark it.
Do they have a formula for doing this?
I'll tell you what a ref told me one time.
Or excuse me,
I'll tell you what a ref told me at one point. He said, we just try to make this look good. But I think what they do is, I think the back judge watches where the punt goes, and then he's got a spot right about where it goes out. So the line judge runs down, and then he starts walking up the sideline.
There goes Ashley. He's coming. He cuts upfield. He gets out to about the 20-yard line, and that's a great play for Darius Ashley. Again, a very, very crafty run there. Works his way through several elder defensive stalwarts there to make his way in about an 7 to 8 yard carry.
That was a good play by Hambrick, coming around and slowing him, or not slowing him down, but catching him, running him down.
Yeah, he literally rode him down.
Yeah.
Luke Massa under center. Takes the snap. Short drop, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. And that may be a little Luke Massa's inexperience. It was almost as if he didn't quite know what to do in this situation, and took short steps getting out of the backfield instead of hustling out. And he's hit there in the backfield by number 3, Marlon Lipscomb.
Well, and what it is too is it was a 3-step drop, and the play needs to develop. Boom, boom.
And if it's not open right away,
if it's not open, then you've got to run it, and that's what's going to happen too. So the same thing would have happened with John Hurley, maybe a little differently, but
now there's 2 men in the backfield. Milligan fakes a handoff. Luca Romeo's got the ball on a short pass into the flat, and he carries that ball out to the 36-yard line. He's brought down once again by 91 Brett Hambrick, who is all over the field playing defense.
That was a heck of a play too, because they faked the reverse. They faked the jet to it was Danny Milligan. And then Luca Romeo just came right out from the backfield, and he was able to get open.
Nice, and Luca, that's paid off well for St. X throughout the year, is that pass to Luca Romeo in the flat. Luke Massa gets the ball out to Ashley. He avoids one. He is ridden down.
I believe that was Joe Langen that was in there making that play.
Joe Langen.
And
short gain on the play.
Something that looked like it wasn't going to gain much, or gain anything, and he was able to gain a yard. And we're coming down the last 30 seconds of the first quarter.
We're going to turn it around here in a minute. Looks like St. X is going to get one more play off. Milligan wide right and Scheidler left. Ashley's in the backfield. Looks like Eric Linnemann's coming in. Ashley is going to only maybe lose a yard here. And as this clock runs out on the first quarter, we turn this thing around. We're looking at a St. Xavier lead of 7-0. And Ed, is there anything that's going to change in the second quarter? If you were coaching the St. X squad, what do you look at? Do you tweak anything right now?
I don't tweak anything. I keep doing what I'm doing. I keep trying to get Luke Massa to those quick outs or those passes at the flats, keep his confidence up, work on those 3-step drops, and keep running Darius and get Patrick Burning, and keep running Patrick Burning and Luke Romeo. There's nothing I would change on offense. Defensively, there's a few things that need to be tweaked, and that is, we've got to cover the outs. We need to cover the flats better, and we need to get better coverage on their receivers. So that would be the only thing that needs to be tweaked on defense.
Okay. Now, Groney attempted 6 passes and completed 2 in that first quarter. St. X attempts 4 and completes 3. So we know that St. X, we know that Elder's going to try to pass the ball. They kind of set themselves up for the game to that's where they're going to make their hay if it's going to happen. So does St. X, how do they guard against the fact that they're going to pass and then throw in that run once in a while? Does that leave them vulnerable for a run?
But it does. But you have to have your safeties need to make sure that they key the right keys.
All right, St. X is out. They've got 3 wide receivers right. Luke Massett steps back, passes, throws to Danny Milligan, who's drilled
Danny Milligan on the
after about a 6-yard gain by number 5, Stefan Burnham. I think Milligan, that ball took a while getting there, and he knew he was going to get hit.
He definitely knew he was going to get hit, but it was a great throw. You know, he sort of made him jump for it, left him out to dry a little bit, but you know, it was a great catch, and again, confidence builder for Luke. And I'm one of the things besides defense, it's going to be confidence builder for Luke.
Tim Perica back to punt. It's an end-over-end type punt. Fair catch called by Linneman. And they'll take it on the 25, Elder will.
On his 25-yard line.
I think Tim Perica wanted to get a little more out of that ball.
Definitely.
25.
Definitely. And, you know, and that's something that, it'll come with time. But you've got the coverage. He got, you know, he didn't get the return. He'd like to get a little bit higher. But the last time he got it higher, it was shorter.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Here comes Elder's offense out onto the field. They leave 2 wide receivers. Looks like Jones and Oldhouse wide right. Fake into the middle. Ball goes down into the
incomplete
low to Josh Jones and ruled incomplete. Number 40 for Elder, Alex Carswell, who's a running back, was in motion that time. That time used as a blocker. We'll probably see him in a running role a little bit tonight, and I wonder if not a receiving role as well.
That's a possibility. I'll tell you what, that was an interesting pass. That was a good pass play because it was a fake to run, and he booted, but he got rid of it real quick, as quickly as he could.
Groney fakes.
Draw.
That play has worked pretty well for Groney. He does that. That's happened a couple other times where he fakes a quick pass and then it's a very quick draw play.
It's a quick draw play. It's a very good play that that Elder is probably going to use quite a bit tonight. You know, because Groney is a very good runner.
He does seem to be. He's quick on his feet.
Yeah.
And he can make that move quick where he fakes and then bang, he's off. And I wonder, I'm sure that the St. X defensive coaches are looking at that and saying we need to make an adjustment for that and maybe pin somebody on him. I'm not sure how you do that, but third and 2 for Elder. Groney running left. He's hit hard by Luke Kuechly, but gets the ball off to Kyle Rudolph, who drives his defender down to the 45.
And he is slow getting up. John Groney, I don't know if he really knows where he is. He got hit as hard as you could possibly get hit after he let go of that ball. But he got up slow, but he's coming back.
It was a good hit. And Kyle Rudolph was tackled out of bounds, but the way it looked like he did the tackling.
Yes, he definitely drove the man out of bounds.
It's a first down here on the Elder 44. Elder's making a little progress with their offense now.
You know, one thing that Elder likes to do is do a cutback, and one thing that they're very good at is cutting back like they just did, like Ramke just did. And again, all it is, that's a design play as well. And you know, he acts like he's going to the left, and then he cuts back right.
And I think that was actually Daquan Wright who was in there, number 37 on that running play.
You're right, it was.
There's a couple Elder
into the St. Xavier lineup.
Offensive linemen there, a little bit slow getting up on that play. Elder comes out after a gain of about 4. 2nd and 6. Carswell in motion. Roney fakes a handoff. There's the pass. That ball is popped out of bounds by the defender. It looked like Jerry Riley and Tim Bayer were both in on the defensive stop there.
And Jerry Riley saw that play. And John Roney drops back, and then you have Jerry Riley and Tim Bayer. And somebody's down on the field. I'm not sure who it is.
That's another. That's the second play in a row. I wonder if that's not a some kind of cramping situation. Just hope that it's not a serious injury. It looks like one of Elder's offensive linemen.
It sure does.
Is down.
So yeah, he's down. But
so we have a delay in the action here with 9:31 left in the second quarter. One of St. X's doctors is out on the field. That's number 65 for Elder, Matthew Jackson. Big offensive, 230-pound offensive lineman.
At the end of the first quarter, and further Ohio High
School dinged up, but it looks like he's coming off. He's walking off on his own power.
Glenville 0 and St. Ignatius 0.
That's a good sign.
Yes.
Usually indicates they're going to be back after a little adjustment up there on the sidelines.
Little tweaking, so to speak.
Tweaking, right, by the trainers. Josh Jones, number 13. Michael Del Prince this side.
This is interesting. They've got Greg Scruggs in a linebacker.
He takes a swipe at him. Josh Jones catches that ball, and he's tackled immediately by that was Ross Moran on the hit, along
with
Justinian
Mason.
And Larry Thomas was out there. Now Larry Thomas, when he comes in, is he playing in nose tackle position?
Well, actually,
defensive line position?
I think what he did, because they put Greg Scruggs as an outside linebacker, and I think they moved Joe Richter down as a defensive end and put
and Larry Thomas
as nose guard. Yeah,
they stopped him on that one. So Kyle Rudolph is back to punt to Danny Milligan. Danny standing on his 15-yard line. There goes that punt. Danny Milligan is going to receive that and get a run back. He jukes one. He's going to take off.
Oh, he got it
Danny
open.
Danny Milligan.
He could. He's not going to make it that way.
47-yard line, Danny Milligan does, after avoiding very many Elder tacklers, including one right where he caught the ball at about the 15 or 20-yard line. That's a great return by Dan Milligan, which really changes the face of things for St. X.
It sure does.
What a difference in field position.
That was a heck of a run. That was a heck of a run back by Danny Milligan. Again, you know, the do-all guy, the Superman.
Absolutely.
And it looked like he was going to be stopped short, but he was able to bring it out over the 50.
Handoff goes to Darius Ashley. He cuts up the middle.
There it is.
There goes Ashley.
There he goes.
He's outside. He's on the 30. He's got one man. Number 22. Oh, golly.
I'll tell you
what.
How
did he do that, Ed?
How?
Number 22, Zach Ottenreed had him in his grips, and somehow Darius Ashley got out of it and wormed his way down to the 2-yard line.
He had the goal line in his sights, and he was not going to stop for it.
For a 45-yard run, that was two really outstanding plays in a row by Milligan and Ashley.
It was. He just keeps his feet going, and he just keeps driving and running.
Right there, 5 more yards on the end of that, simply because of that balance he has. Right. He puts a hand down, keeps himself up, and then literally kind of launches off with those legs, strong legs of his. Yeah, we're dead. Ashley right up the middle. Ashley bulls his way across, and there is no signal. Darius Ashley took that ball, went right up the middle, and we're hoping that he got across, but there's no signal, and they're going to spot it about an inch
probably
short,
about,
I think.
It looks like it's going to be an inch. I apologize. I don't know what happened on that. I lost all connection with everything.
So if we blanked out there, we apologize.
But it looks like
everybody's involved in that play down there, and once again, Darius Ashley had a ton of people on him. There takes.
Hey, he's got to be in that. They've got it.
Wendell Taylor launches over the pile for a touchdown.
Now I'll tell you what. And it all started with, like you said, the first 2 plays, the punt return over the 50 to about the 47, 48-yard line, and then Darius Ashley driving it down to about the 3 or 4 yard line.
So that gives Darius Ashley 123 yards, 8 carries in this game, and the 2 big games were literally right up the pipe. straight up the center.
And we are not even halfway through the second quarter yet.
Danny Milligan's going to try this extra point. Luke Massa holding. The ball is up, and it's good. As we see the cross there on top of the chapel at St. X, they take the lead 14-0 over the Elder Panthers.
And again, as you asked before, what do we do? What do you tweak? Do you tweak anything? Offensively, you don't have to tweak a thing because you are moving the ball. The offensive line, they're making holes.
Well, Ed, when I asked you early on about what do you do in this game after facing Elder once, and I think one of the things you said was you go to Ashley, you run it, and Coach Specht is doing just that.
And that's one. I mean, that's your that's one of your major weapons, and you can see he's a playmaker. He makes things happen. In the scary thing about St. X's offense is, I believe right now they're starting 10 seniors, and behind those seniors you have more seniors. So yes, you have leadership and you have depth within that offense. So it's just, it's scary. You look at the backfield. You got Patrick Burning, who came in and took over for Darius when he was injured
in amazing fashion, almost to the point where you wondered how can Darius actually get his starting place back.
Exactly,
because Patrick ran so well.
And I think if it would not have been Darius, it may have been different.
Right. Yeah, you're exactly right. Danny Milligan kicks off, and he flubs one, literally flubs one, an onside kick, and is covered on the play.
That would
by St. X. That was number 24 for St. X covered that ball. I don't. Drew Grody, Patrick Gleason, one of the two.
It was. I don't know if it was meant to be or what, but it was a heck of an onside.
I think it was meant to be. The way they're reacting and the way he came over and embraced the coaches, it certainly fooled me. I called it.
It fooled everybody.
and St. X catches it on their own 45. Once again, I think Drew Grody was the person who covered that ball.
That may have been it. Yep.
Who's a defensive back for St. X. One of those people we spoke of before, who's a senior, and he is in the second or third.
And now
string.
they're gonna go for the.
Johnny Scheidler was the receiver, intended receiver, down around the 7-yard line, and the ball was thrown a little high and a little behind him.
Yes.
And he was well covered.
He was definitely well covered. That was great. That was great coverage. And if he could lead him more to the sidelines, yes, it may have been a completed pass.
Yes. But those are probably in a situation like that where he's rolling out to his right and he's throwing while he's on the move. He maybe just needs more practice, more time with doing that. It's hopefully, sure that'll come with age a little bit. He's in shotgun this time, Massa is. Darius Ashley goes right up the middle. There goes Darius.
There he goes.
He's going to get around end. He's heading down. He's driven out of bounds about the 20-yard line, so that's a 25-yard gain right there for Darius Ashley.
And you know what? It's just, and you have to go back. Not only is Darius a great runner, but the offensive line tonight, they are just making holes, and he's just breaking it to the outside. And you could see right there, he had two ways he could go. He could go inside, cut inside the tight end, or cut to the outside. And he chose to cut to the outside, and he was able to gain another 20 yards.
Well, and again, he's racing guys, and he's beaten. It's as if it's a track meet, and he's taking it to him. There's Luca Romeo diving up the gut for about 4 yards on that play.
And that's, again, you have your weapon, Darius Ashley, and then you got Luca Romeo, who you can give a quick fullback dive to, and if they're not ready for the fullback to come through, he's going to break it through.
Right, and if you're at this point, if you're defensive lineman or a linebacker especially, and you see Ashley start to move out of the backfield, you got to be nervous. Patrick Burning takes a heck of a block there. Luke Massa overthrew Danny Milligan on this near sideline, and that's going to be 3rd and about 5 now.
And that was just an overthrown pass, and he had plenty of time, but overthrown pass, and Patrick Burning was able to pick up a blitzing linebacker. I didn't see who was able to put the hit on Luke Massa, but somebody did. He got up off the ground. But tell you what, every snap, it's a learning experience.
Yeah, exactly. There goes again. That ball thrown, it was a screen pass thrown to Danny Milligan out there in the flat. He threw it hard and low, and Danny Milligan had to go into the defensive core to try to receive that, and I think Danny just kind of knocked it down.
Yeah. And that play is designed that if the defensive end over on Luke's right side is rushing hard, then he's going to dump it off to Darius Ashley right away. Otherwise, he's going to look back to the other side and get it to Danny Milligan.
This time, Massa's going to hold for Danny Milligan field goal attempt. It's going to be a 33-yard attempt. Milligan's kick is up, and it is good. Danny Milligan shoots a field goal across to make the score 17-0 with 6:22 left in the second quarter.
Well, one thing that Syntax did try to do was, once they did the onside kick and they got the kick, they did try to go for the jugular right off the bat. And then they didn't get it, so they just came back with Darius who gained 20 yards, and then they just tried to bring it down the field. But you still get 3 points, so that's better than having the defense out and letting them drive.
Exactly.
And now it gives Elder a little bit more to think about, that they're not going to be jumping out of their zones right now.
Yes, that was a surprise, and so we'll all look a little more carefully this time.
And I'll tell you, I'll give Tim Banker, who's the coordinator, the special teams coordinator, he looks at a lot of film, and I guarantee you he saw that. And he knew that they would be able to do that.
That's a good call. Good call.
He's very good. He's a very, very good special teams coordinator.
And he's also a tight ends coach, isn't that right?
He's also a tight end coach, yes.
He coaches the likes of, I guess, Stefan Ball, who rotates, and Patrick Kelly, and Brian Ullman, who's one of those seniors that you mentioned, who stands behind, who's in the receiving core, but down the line a little bit. But he's got a lot of folks there, and I think it's dangerous because they got so many kids waiting in the wings. And the next question, though, I would think on the part of GCL rivals is going to say, get rid of those guys, graduate them all. Let's give us a chance at these next group coming in.
Yep.
Because they've been a thorn in the GCL side for 4 years now. Danny Milligan this time is going to put one through the end zone. So we have a polar opposites there. He gets one exactly 10 yards on the last play, or 15 I should say, and this time he boots it through the end zone.
And he is remarkable, and I've said this before, that's something he's been doing since freshman year. He's been getting them in the end zone since freshman year, and it's remarkable.
So when he was kicking for you as a freshman, he was doing the same thing?
He was doing the same thing.
And he has no body at all. I mean, he's just as small as ever.
And walking down the hallway and looking at him, you would say, "You're a football player."
And what that speaks to, I think, is strength for one thing, but also great timing on his part.
Yes.
And athleticism. Groney's out of the pocket now. He's running. Evan Miller misses him. But Fred Craig comes in and makes a stop after a gain of about 4 yards. Groney's really a dangerous weapon back there.
He
can do a lot of things.
And if you don't stay in your pass or your rushing lanes, he's going to get out. He's going to make something happen. He's a good scrambler.
He outran Evan Miller there.
And they gave him this gain of 6 yards. That was a nice play on Freddie Craig's part to come up and make that stop.
Just what a safety is supposed to do.
Yes.
To make sure those people don't get away for big gains. Groney's going to take it in the shotgun, hands off to Gramke right up the middle, and he's going to go for about 5 yards and a first down.
Luke Keekley.
Looks like he was stopped by number 3, Luke Keekley.
Timmy Lee's coming off the field there, and Evan Miller coming in his place. We noticed that Justinian Mason is still in the background. He is a junior, and one of the first subs off the bench really in the backfield as far as his the safety position goes. He's back there now with Jerry Riley and Fred Craig, 3 safeties. Groney hands off to Gramke again.
Fumble.
That ball was a free ball and tackled by Greg Scruggs there. I don't think for a minute no one knew that the ball was free.
And Stephen Anghold is the one that came up with the ball. And that was a heck of a play by Greg Scruggs, and he brings him down and he loses the ball. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Greg was bringing his arm up through to knock it out, or if he just was able just to grab his arms and pull his arms away from the ball.
Either way, wonderful tackle by Greg Scruggs. Wrapped him right up. So Elder's back now to their 25 and looking at about a 2nd and 16. Groney in the shotgun takes it. There's a pass, and he was well covered there. Covered by number 11 there, Tommy Hobson.
And Tim O'Connor was the one that came up with the ball, and it was 3rd and long, and it looks like they just gained about 3 yards.
Yeah, that was 2nd. This is 3rd coming, I think, here.
And you just look at it, it's going, you want 3 yards, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll give you 3 yards. Yes.
So
Tom Hobson getting in there, getting his licks. Okay, Groney sets up in a shotgun. He's got Carswell back there with him in the backfield. Alex Carswell. Several receivers out there. Evan Miller gets through. He gets the ball thrown away. Tim Baer had that ball, and almost intercepted on the far side there. It was overthrown by Groney, and I think intended for Josh Jones out there on the far side. Here comes the replay.
Evan Miller
Groney
came in
back
and almost sacked John Groney, and forced him to throw it a little bit too high. And I think Tim Baer was just maybe a little surprised that it was actually
that it was that open.
Yeah.
I almost wondered if Tim Baer thought maybe just tap it out of bounds. Maybe that's the best thing to do. There's the punt, almost blocked there by Justinian Mason.
He fumbled it. It's loose. It's all over.
Still loose.
I think St. X come down with it, though.
It looks like St. X came down.
They're marking St. X. I'll tell you what.
Now, was there a fair catch call on that? Did you see?
I did not see a fair catch.
I didn't think so either. Looks like a rather. He did get his hand up there.
Yeah.
But then he drops the ball. It comes like between his legs, goes through the legs of one of the Elder Panthers there. And there it's taken in by maybe Tommy Hobson there.
Here we go. 3 minutes and 36 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. If St. X can actually get they can get a touchdown, that might be a couple nails into the coffin.
It might be. That'd be nice to walk in there with the over 20-point lead. St. X is going to try to do a little damage here. Luke Massa's under center. Romeo in motion. Takes his quick drop back. Throws a quick pass to Danny Milligan, just a little bit overthrown, just a couple yards. Danny Milligan had number 5 behind him for Elder Stefan Burnham. He just had him beat by a step, but the pass was just a little bit overthrown.
That's a little bit of a timing pattern, and I know he has about 3 or 4 weeks to work on it, but it's a tough throw to make. And
for the most part this year, he's been throwing to other receivers. He might well know their timing,
right?
But now he's got to learn the timing of all these guys. So there's a pretty sharp learning curve, I have to believe. Massa's back in shotgun formation at this point. Carpenter's ready to snap the ball. Ashley goes up the middle. He's got a little room to run. He's tripped up there after a gain of about 7 yards by, I think that may have been number 22 for Zach Ottenreed for
I'll tell you what, it looked like St. X got away with a hold up the middle, actually by Carpenter, the center. So it was but we'll take those.
Yeah, no,
every once in a while we need something to go our way.
So that was Darius Ashley's 10th running attempt, and he's got 155 yards. That's a fairly healthy average there, I'd say, wouldn't you, Ed?
I would say.
Darius Ashley's going to go up the pike here, and he's going to go for a first down for another 4 yards before he's tackled by about 5 of the Elder faithful.
I'm not a math major, but I think that's 15 yards to carry. But
that's quick work. That's quick work. He's got. He just added a few more to his.
And that was a nice run up the middle to get the first down. Again, St. X offensive line is making the holes, making something happen, and
at this point, how hard is it for the St. X coaching staff to stay disciplined and say, look, we got 2.5 minutes. We're running the ball okay. Can we just drive the ball down the field? Or do you try to pass and just literally keep Elder?
I think you have to keep doing what you've been doing.
3-step drop. He's got good coverage. He throws it. Ooh, almost intercepted there on this sideline by Keith Hamburg.
But I'll tell you what, he threw the ball where he knew nobody else was going to be able to catch it.
Yes.
And it was either going to be Milligan catching it, down near his feet, or somebody was just going to knock it down. Because there was nobody that was able to cut in front and make the play.
That was Luke Massa's 10th attempt, and he's got 4 completions. So if you recall earlier, we said he had 4 attempts with 3 completions. His completion rate has gone down. There's Luke Romeo going to go wide around the left. He's got a little room to run. Number two.
Oh, he got thrown out of bounds. There should have been a flag on that one.
There isn't.
There isn't. He may have gotten tripped over there or something, but it looked like he got thrown and pushed out after he was out of bounds. That was a nice play by Luca Romeo.
Yes, he did.
He comes around the end, and again, he's got the speed. He got a nice little stiff arm. He doesn't take him down. Maybe a little bit of acting also.
Eric Lindeman's a tough linebacker out there.
Yes, he is.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Tough corner.
Yep.
He plays a corner position. 3rd and about 5. Let's go to the end around. Here comes Danny Milligan.
He's got the first down.
He's trying to get him to go. He turns back.
Cuts it.
He's going to go.
He's going to go all the way. Whoa!
How do you not tackle that kid when there's 5 guys around him, Eddie?
Wow.
My goodness.
I'll tell you what, and that was all Danny Milligan. He gets
Danny
the first
Milligan,
down.
watch this play again. He takes it on
a nice little reverse
flip from Massa.
And he stops
down there. He
stops to get his
about
blocking.
Going right, realizes he should go left. Number 78 out there.
And he just
doing
a little
heck
gap,
of a job blocking.
Jumps up, and there's 4 Elder Panthers, and they cannot bring him down. He just gets right in between them.
I think that was Matt James out there on that blocking way out on that flat. And St. X coaching staff's calling for a timeout there. And Milligan was all set to try that extra point attempt. St. X now with a 23-0 run. And tell me, Ed, what do you think the timeout was for on such a routine?
Well, it looks like we may not have had 10 guys on the field, or 11 guys on the field. We may have only had 10 guys on the field. I'm not sure.
So,
but I'm not really sure. What happened. It looked like Coach Steve Speck got in the face of number 9, Tim Perica. So now I don't know. I think what it is he was going to put Perica in because Milligan had such a long run.
Okay.
And so, he was calling for Perica and couldn't get him.
Oh.
But then, Milligan probably came over to the sideline and said, "Coach, I'm fine. My leg's okay.
Okay.
Let me kick it."
Once again, we're looking at St. X High School there with the back, and perfectly centered in the end zone there is the cross on top of the chapel, and Danny Milligan's kick is up through the uprights, and we got a 24-0 first half lead with 1:55 left. And I don't think that St. X expected to be ahead 24-0.
I don't think St. X thought. I don't think anybody thought. I don't think Elder thought. I don't think anybody in the city expected to be 24-0 in the first half. And we still have 1:55 left. You got a lot of leadership in John Groney, Kyle Rudolph. They can make things happen. They've made things happen. Look at what happened against Moeller. They can score. They can put things together.
I don't think St. X is going to relax, and
they can't. I mean, if they do, then
that's a serious breakdown.
It is.
So Dan Milligan's once again going to kick off from his 40, going south. And now, at one time, the flag was hanging straight down. Now it's blowing directly behind Danny Milligan, or to his back. So he's going to have it at his back and be able to get a little extra punch in that ball.
Well, this one might go through the end zone.
Let's see if he can make a field goal. St. X's special teams out there looking to cover this and put Elder nice and deep in their own territory. There's Milligan's kickoff, and it is going to go into the end zone and bounce through. So St. X in traditional style is going to run down the sidelines and, run down the field, touch the end zone, and come off. Elder's going to pick it up on their 20 and begin to once more attempt to work that ball down the field.
And you can see Elder is definitely getting frustrated on that last kickoff. Tim Lees went flying down and knocked somebody down, pancaked somebody.
And I'll just mention, I didn't say it the last time, the same thing happened on the last kickoff.
Yeah. When
Tim Lees pancaked somebody, and I'm sure it was the same kid, and I'm sure that kid's getting tired of it. So is Elder going to begin to feel any desperation, or does the coaching staff say, no, we're going to stick to our game plan?
Well, I think what they're going to do, they definitely are feeling desperation.
There's a pass to Kyle Rudolph right in the middle, and that's going to go for about a 16 to 17 yard pickup right up the pike. And I think that that's one of the things that St. X does not want to allow to happen, is for them to march down the field with any kind of regularity. The clock stops for a brief minute to move the chains, and it's back going again. Groene's out to throw. He's almost sacked there. It's Jones. He's got the ball across the 50, and he steps out of bounds to stop the clock on the St. X 42-yard line. Nice play. Groene once again is proving to be very elusive.
He is, and again, what we were going to talk about before, you know, they're just it's the end of the quarter, so they're just going to run their 2-minute offense. So they're not going to get crazy yet, but you know, it depends on what happens with 1 minute and 35 seconds left and going into halftime.
St. X needs to have a defensive stop here to cut a little bit of this momentum that Elder's got going. They built it very quickly with 2 very quick big game pass plays.
Well, and again, what happened is, you know, you're rushing 3 or 4 men, and
Groene's back, throws a screen to this side to Gramke. Gramke's hit by Nick Schneider going across, but that play carries for about a 7-yard gain.
And which is fine, because now the clock's still going.
Maybe that's 6 yards.
It looked like they gained, yeah, about 6.
Nice solid tackle by Nick Schneider there. Groene's back in the backfield again. He throws to that flat. Ooh, almost intercepted by Fred Craig, and he had the world.
Freddie Craig saw 6 points coming up. He saw that, and I'll tell you what, he broke on the ball perfectly.
Yes, he did. He had that read.
And one thing you tell your safeties and defensive backs, you better make that play, because if you don't, you're going to get yelled at when you come off the field.
Yeah.
But he did. He made that play. If he can hold on to it,
it becomes a real judgment call.
Yep.
And again, with 4 years on his belt, I think Fred's making some good judgments these days.
He definitely is. And I think, you know, what happens is, you know, he read the ball, he read the quarterback, and he broke on it the way that he's taught to.
Groene back in the shotgun formation again there. I think he's got Carswell back with him. Groene steps back. He's going to fire. Got Rudolph in that flat. That was the first play of this series. It looks like it's the same play. Kyle Rudolph was wide open with no one within 5 yards.
And Justinian came up and made a good play, and you know, brought him down. But still, they got a first down. It was a 3rd and long or 3rd and medium, and you don't want to give them the first down. You don't want them. You want to get them off the field.
Exactly. There's another completed pass.
And the play's still going.
And that's going to be that's going to keep the clock running. They called the play dead before it got out of bounds, and Elder will call a timeout.
I believe that's their first timeout.
Tim Bayer in on that stop, and that previous play when Kyle Rudolph went out there and made that stop, made that catch and was tackled by Justinian Mason. He was giving away a few pounds there or Justinian was to Kyle Rudolph.
Yes,
Kyle's a big boy, and Justinian is very thin. He's one of our sprinters, and he's only carrying 180 pounds.
I'll tell you what, though, he is tough. Justinian is definitely tough.
So St. X has got to now. This may be what we're looking at the rest of the game, that Elder might be coming out with. Just very quick patterns that are running.
Could be.
And Elder's got to know there's a risk involved, just like they almost had with Fred Craig there. There's going to be a risk, but
it's going to depend also on what what happens here with 44 seconds left. Do they get in? Do they make it a 24-7 game? Is it a 24-3 game? Or can St. X stop them and hold them to 24-0?
Right. Nick Schneider comes off the field.
And this is interesting because now St. X has a 4-man front here with Greg Scruggs. And actually Greg Scruggs is a linebacker rushing in.
And Groney's back there in the backfield. He is going to get stopped, and that's going to be a sack. About 4-yard loss there.
Another timeout by Elder. And I'll tell you what, it was interesting because the offensive lineman didn't know what to do. They came in with a blitz.
And look at this to see Scruggs is pushed out of the way here. Joe Richter gets a hand on him. Evan Miller does. Finally, Joe Richter is the one who brings him down.
And number 67, John Anefsky, it looked like he grabbed a hold of him.
Yeah, that's what I thought for a second there, but I thought, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. But I think he did. So Elder calls another timeout and stops the clock at 37 seconds, and I'm sure in the worst way Elder wants to go in with some points on the board.
And what was interesting, I just noticed that the two defensive coaches down there, Dennis Quackmeyer and Mike, we call him Biscuit. They were the defensive line coach and the defensive backs coach. They were told to get off the field the last time that St. X came over for a timeout. And usually they can go out on the field if the team comes over to the sideline. They can go out on the field and talk with the other coach. But I don't know what was said and why they were told to get off. And they had a conversation with the ref over here on the sideline, and the refs must have told him, okay, you can go out to a certain point and talk to him.
Now once again, Nick Schneider's out. It looks like St. X put an extra defensive back in the game and took the linebacker Nick Schneider out, and maybe that's why they had such good coverage and allowed that sack the last time of Groney.
Well, and that's a lot of reason why.
Groney's back to pass again. He throws it deep. It looks like he lost that in the lights.
It did.
Because he's almost stopped there at the goal line. That ball fell about midway back into the end zone. And
looking at the replay, you can see Justinian Mason coming over for the play.
And Justinian, it looks like he's going to time a jump there, but realizes that Kyle Rudolph is not going to even come close to the ball.
So now it's 4th down.
4th and 6, and Elder's going to go for it.
A big play, big stop.
Defense is
St. X called a timeout. St. X called us a timeout with 31 seconds, and and here what's going to happen is they're going to talk about, okay, they came out, and they're definitely going for it. Looked at the formation, and they'll talk about the formation a little bit, and who's going to cover Kyle, and and make sure that they know not only where the end zone is. They're about 20 yards from the end zone, but they're also looking at the first down marker as well.
So when they break here, and knowing that Elder's out there, they're going to go for it on 4th. They're going to pass the ball.
Yep.
Do you assign? Is it man-to-man coverage there? You got this, just like it'd be.
Now you'll probably have 2 or 3 deep, meaning that you're going to have your either 2 safeties back or 3 safeties back, and then you're going to have 4 or 5 underneath.
And what happens? And what do they do? What do they tell them right now to say? Are they making any cautions that watch for a Groney, a quarterback draw?
Watch for a draw. Watch for Kyle Rudolph. Make sure somebody hits Kyle Rudolph. Don't let Kyle get off the line or make a clean break up the field. Make sure somebody hits him. They might put somebody on Kyle, thinking that that's who they're going to go to.
Looks like St. X is bringing the house. That ball is tapped away there.
Oh, they're going to call pass interference. I don't know about that.
Ross Moran got up there and got a hand on that ball and knocked it away.
Coach Specht is not going to be happy about that.
There goes the pass.
I don't know if I don't know that.
It looked like his hand was down at his side.
It looked like that's not a play that ref can actually make. But you know what? Things are going pretty quick. And so it's something that they see. And if they saw a hand on the back of the offensive guy, they're going to call it.
And is that a 10-yard first down? It's going to put the ball at the 10, just outside the 10-yard line. So I guess that there is the possibility that they could get a first down. They've got a few inches to play with. Groene back to pass again. There's a lob. Knocked out by Tim Bear. Wonderfully timed play there.
That was an excellent play, too, because he jumped up just as high as Kyle did and was able to knock that ball down.
Here it is again. Groene knows he's going for Kyle Rudolph in the corner. Lobs one out there. Rudolph, wonderful play by Bear. Wonderful leap. Great timing on that one.
And you have to imagine that that's what they're going to try to do, is try to get Kyle to the end zone and
isolate him with one guy.
And isolate him up with one guy and try to get him up, for the end zone or for the touchdown.
At this point, I would think it's soon they'd have to go to somebody else. They went to Jones in the previous play, Kyle on this one.
I think they're always going to be looking for Kyle.
Old house of train. He looks that way all the way. Jones has got the ball. He's brought down about the 5-yard line. The clock's going to keep running. Elder's going to take their last time out of the half.
Their last time out. So
with 17 seconds, and they're milking everything they can get out of this last minute.
So what's going to be interesting here is what Elder tries to do. It looks like they're trying to get in the end zone. So I'd be interesting to see if they even go for a field goal, or if this is going to be a 4-down territory for them and try to get a touchdown.
Ross Moran made a great diving leg tackle on that play to keep Jones from scampering into the end zone. So the ball is placed right at the 5.
So and now if I'm Elder, I'm on the sidelines talking to him, saying, we got to try and score. So we don't have any more timeouts. So if we don't make it in and we don't get out of bounds, we need to get up on the huddle or get up on the line so we can call another play. And this is what we're going to run.
And St. X is probably looking at it in reverse and saying, they're out of timeouts. We get the quarterback in the backfield, the clock keeps running.
Right.
So let's get that done.
Exactly.
So Elder's coming out. St. X looks like they're going to come in that 4-man down set again.
And again, Greg Scruggs, I don't know if he's going to be down or if he's going to be bouncing around a little bit, but you got...
He and Moran are sharing ideas there. Rudolph switches sides. He comes over to the near side. Groene under center this time. Steps back. He's going to throw the ball. He has Jones in the end zone. It falls incomplete. Heavily covered there. Justinian Mason in on that coverage there.
And I'll tell you what,
knocked that ball loose.
What St. X did here was they put Luke Kuechly on Kyle Rudolph, and they told Luke, don't let him get off the line. And Luke Kuechly did not let him get off the line and get free. And if you looked at John Groene, what he did was he looked at Kyle first, and he saw that he was just covered.
And he threw
it in the middle.
And he had to throw into coverage.
Right.
Yeah. St. X is going to try to do this one more time, where they seem to know that Groene is going to try to toss that ball. And let's see once again if they look to Kyle Rudolph.
And again,
St. X calls its last
time out. And again, they waited till they came out, and then up in the box here, they looked at what they were running, what formations they had, and so what they're doing now is just, let's talk about the formation, and let's talk about what they can do out of it.
Ed, you remember thinking back to this our last score by Danny Milligan, that scamper that almost defied physics and logic and everything else. If you recall, the last time we played out, Danny Milligan had that wonderful reception and had a very similar run down the far sideline for a touchdown. I would think that everybody, Elder, St. X, everybody has got to be awfully impressed with Danny Milligan.
You have to be. And anybody who's not an Elder or St. X, everybody's got to be just fascinated and impressed by this guy. And if he doesn't get looked at by any colleges, wow, shame on them. But his size is going to hurt him.
Yeah, is it going to be limited to D3 schools?
No, I don't think. With his leg, I think he'll be able to go to the D1, maybe a match school.
He's got such a big heart, though. It's almost as if his heart can't be contained to just kicking. He's got to do everything.
Right.
All right, so Elder sets up once again. This time Gronin's going to be in a shotgun.
And they're going to put Kyle Rudolph, I guarantee you, back to the back corner.
And there he goes. There he goes. He's wide open back there. That ball is a touchdown catch. And number 13, Michael Del Prince makes a diving catch, a wonderful catch there in the end zone.
And again, John Groen put it only where he could catch it.
That is one fantastic.
And that was a heck of a catch.
He's being pursued there, I think, by Ross Moran on this near side.
Actually, I think it was 22.
Jerry Riley.
Yeah. And that was the only place that he could throw it, only place he could catch it.
Well, that's got to be a huge boost for Elder to score on this play. The kick is up, and it is good for a. That puts 7 points on the board with just 8 seconds left for Elder. So it's a 24-7 St. Xavier lead. And once again, there's an offensive lineman down for Elder.
Number 74.
Number 74.
Eric Birding.
Birding. He's one of Elder's strongholds in that offensive line.
And Eric is 6'1", 285 senior. So, you know, and you hate to see anybody go down, but it looks like he's in pain. Hopefully he'll be able to get up and walk off on his own.
I would hope so.
And now you'll probably see, what you'll see here is just a little squib. It almost looks like they have a hands team out here.
A lot of low numbers.
You know, you got your Justinian Mason, you got Luke Keekly, you got Tim Lees, you've got your
Wendell Taylor, Tommy Hobson.
So, I don't know.
It's going to be a while. I think this youngster for Elder's not moving around too much down there. I hope it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Looks like they're sitting him up now.
That's always a good sign.
Yes. Looks like they're getting Eric Birding up off the turf there.
And they're calling for their two.
Does that look like a knee or ankle issue there? The way he's limping off.
It looked like it was his knee
issue.
Yeah. It looked like they may have been working on his knee. He's definitely walking off gingerly. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully he can come back for the second half.
Yeah, you don't want to miss this. The last half.
No, especially if you're a senior.
Right.
And you don't want to get hurt your last game of the season.
And Eric Birding is
possibly your last game of the season.
So St. X is ready to receive here. And you got to believe that Elder's going to want to do something to keep it out of Ashley's hands.
And what they're going to do, again, I would be surprised if they tried an onside kick. But I wouldn't be surprised if they just squibbed it or kicked it down to Cummings.
Miliano does squib it. It goes there, and that ball was covered by Jerry Riley, and Jerry decides to just down that ball right there.
Looked like he had thoughts of taking it and running with it, but then he dropped it, and he said, I better fall on it.
Right. So take a knee this play?
I would say take a knee. You know, you're up 24-7. You've got, 6 seconds left. I would just take a knee, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Luke Massa does take a knee. That'll close out action for the first half of play here at Balaban Stadium. St. Xavier High School is leading the Elder Panthers 24-7.
I'll tell you what,
had a lot of offense this first half.
Looking at the first downs, Elder's leading the first downs by 11-8. The St. X is 8. But in rushing yards, St. X has 205 rushes on 20 carries. The Elders 37 yards on 12 carries.
Well, thanks for being with us this first half. We'll look forward to seeing you in a few minutes, everybody. This is Ed Nardini and Bill Schlater. We'll be back in a minute.
The Ohio High School Athletic Association is about sports. That's obvious. But it's more than just a competition. What we're really about is learning. Young men and young women stretching themselves in pursuit of the ideals that will guide them for a lifetime. It is an important mission, and we share it with schools, families, and communities. As Commissioner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, I look forward to working with you to help our young people build their futures.
Who wants to be a high school sports official?
I love softball since I played in high school. This is my way to give back to the game.
It's fast, it's exciting, and you're in the middle of the action.
I do it for the kids, plain and simple, and I've met lifelong friends who share that feeling.
Officials have to make tough calls. It's a lot of responsibility, but without us, there's no game.
You can make a difference for kids and sports too. Find out how. Call the OHSAA or visit ohsaa.org.
70 degrees. Oh, he's gotta keep the guns cooled off.
is Waycross Community Media. Waycross provides public, educational, and government access to the communities and its residents of Forest Park, Green Hills, and Springfield Township. Programs shown on Waycross are produced, directed, announced, and run by people just like you. To get involved, call Waycross Community Media at 825-2429 or check us out on the web at www.waycross.org.
go play with those kids over there.
Why?
Imagine the power of one voice. Click freedomcenter.org to find yours.
care if your graphics aren't flashy, or if your audio doesn't sound perfect, or if you're not the world's greatest camera person. We just want to see what you want us to see, and to know what you would like us to know. Your local public access television station has tools and resources to make this possible, so that we can see what you see. It's the freedom to communicate, and it's only on cable.
All right, welcome back to Balaban Field here at St. X High School for the second half of the Elder St. X game in the first round of the Division I tournament. It was a rather surprising first half, with St. X breaking out for 24 points against the Panthers. And the Panthers, by the way, who had a very tough defense last time we played them here during the regular season. We didn't really expect St. X to be able to run the ball like they are, but at that point in the season, Ed, I don't think Darius Ashley was 100% yet. He was coming off his injury. Now here, as we begin our tournament play, by looking at what he did in the first half, which is 11 rushes for 159 yards, I'm saying he might be back.
Oh, he's definitely back. And you're right, I don't know if he was 100% because he just came back the game before the Elder game when we played Elder the first time. And, so he wasn't at the peak season form that he is now. And he's been able to play. He's been working with the ankle. The ankle's 100%, and you can see how the ankle's definitely 100%.
Yes.
And you look at his rushing. He's got 11 carries for 159 yards. And he's carrying the 205 yards total rushing yards for St. X for the half.
And that the rushing game's been literally everything for St. X tonight. Danny Milligan, average-wise, is out-rushing Darius Ashley. He's got 2 rushes for 50 yards for a 25-yard average.
And that was a nice, and I'm not sure I'll really screw up the touchdown run, but that was a nice touchdown run that he made. I think it was probably about a 40-yard touchdown run.
I think it was a 59-yard touchdown run. In that first touchdown he took off, got through the. Again, it was it literally happened in a heartbeat. He hit that line, he was through and gone.
Right.
And it was immediately evident to everybody that nobody was going to be able to get him.
Yeah.
So that was obviously a big part of that 159 yards he had in the first half. And I have to think Steve Spector's going to come out and say, let's let him get another 150.
I think he's going to. And the thing about, we talked about the keys of the game. We talked about, what's going to happen, what each team needs to do, and each team knows each other. There's no surprises. St. X has been playing, or I should say Steve Speck has been playing Doug Ramsey now, since I've been here, which is since 1999. And so, there's no surprises that's going to happen between these two teams. The offensive line for St. X came out and they're making holes. They're making holes. They're making their blocks. They're keeping their blocks. And each person is doing what they need to do to make this a successful game.
It seems that way. Once again, we're seeing I would say a slight shift since Johnny Hurley is out, that the passing game has been somewhat de-emphasized, just simply due to the fact that Luke Massa is just kind of finding his way.
Yes.
But I think he's finding it successfully. He's not been intercepted. It seems that when he's a little rushed, he throws the ball to a point, as you pointed out in the first half, that it can't be picked off. So, and at least that's a big plus. Danny Milligan's ready to kick off here in the first half. He's going to drive it once more, heading toward the school. It's not going to reach the end zone. Number 84 picks it up there for Elder. He hits the 20, where he's taken down there right away. Number 24, Drew Grody, takes down number 84, Tim O'Connor, there on that run back. And the ball's going to be placed at Elder's 24, just about the 25-yard line there. So Elder's going to come out, and you got to believe that they're going to put the ball primarily into the air.
Well, that's been their bread and butter. That's what they've been picking up, most of their yardage with, is the passing. You look at their passing yards. They're 12 of 23 for 114 yards.
And they completed several of those passes just in that last series of the first half when they came up with that score. There goes Groney. He's being chased by Evan Miller, and he was hit by Evan Miller right before Gramke made that stop, and Fred Craig put him to the ground, and Gramke has not moved since.
That was a heck of a hit by Freddie Craig, and Evan Miller coming in, putting the pressure on John Groney, and then and Freddie Craig just comes in and just puts a hit on him. I don't know what's happened. You hate to see that because it looked like it was.
And he's in pain. He's writhing a little bit. And, Nick Gramke came out of the backfield there and tried to make that catch. John Groney's over there, standing there. I'm sure very, very concerned about Nick Gramke at this point.
And that'd be a big loss for them.
It would, I think.
If he comes out of the game.
We'd see Daquan Wright come out, and I think number 37, and probably fill the gap he would leave there. And probably Carswell. Alex Carswell might get a little more time.
Well, he's sitting up on his knees right now, so hopefully. Although he's hurting. I don't know what's.
As they say, I think it was a classic bell ring.
Yeah, I think it was too, and I think that's exactly what happened. And so you're looking at him. I think he's just right now trying to figure out where he is. What state he's in, and hopefully he'll be okay.
We had a couple of those play stoppages in the first half when. Different players were slow getting up, and this one takes place only 9 seconds into the second half, and there's Nick Gramke up on his feet. That looks good. It's good to see that.
I'll tell you what,
and
that's one of the reasons Stanford went after Freddie Craig. He puts a hit on people.
Yes.
He's not afraid to hit anybody. He's not afraid to put his nose in there, and he'll put a hit on you.
And he's not only can he hit, but he's very smart.
Yes, he is.
And he's very good timing, and he seems to be able to read the whole field. Groney's in an obvious passing situation. He sets up that quick pass right there and runs that very quick draw and runs right into Joe Richter.
Joe Richter, and I think that's Evan Miller as well that was in on the play.
And I bet Luke Kuechly had a bit of a hand in that eventually.
A little bit, but yeah.
No, he was out of it. He was.
I'll tell you what, that was a play that worked for him in the first half, but everybody.
Joe Richter stayed home on that one.
He sure did. Tommy Hobson's in the game now, and
they're in an obvious passing situation, 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 about, and so they pull a linebacker probably, and now Fred Craig fakes a bit of a rush at Groney. Groney got a quick pass over the middle, and that ball was broken up by Luke Kuechly there. Kyle Rudolph got up and was begging for a flag.
He sure was, and I'll tell you what, that was definitely a non-catchable pass, but that rule in high school is not in effect.
The non-catchable pass?
The non-catchable pass
it is not.
In effect. I'm sure that the refs sort of look at it and say, well, you wouldn't have been able to get it. But
so did you see Luke Kuechly have a hand on his back?
It would have been close. I didn't see the replay, but it could have been close.
I'll take that as a yes.
Holding, but I didn't see the replay, so I'm not going to say yes or no.
It is hard to read from up here.
So
Kyle Rudolph is now back in his punt formation. He's standing just about on his own 12-yard line. Justinian Mason applies a little pressure.
That's a very
Kyle
short
gets
kick.
One off to the right there. It's following Ross Moran trying to get out of the way there, and
almost looked like it was going right towards him.
It was. Keith Hamburg downs the ball on his 40, on the Elder 45, so that's going to give St. X pretty good field position on a
very short kick.
Very short kick, about a.
So, yep, it'll be right on the. Well, actually, it looks like the 44.
It's an 18-yard punt, I think, by Kyle Rudolph. St. X takes in, Massa gets the ball, hands off to Ashley. Ashley coming around in, jives over one tackler, and he is going to pick up a few. He's going to pick up a few yards, maybe 3. They spread the far field wide to the right. He ran all the way to the sideline, and Elder swarmed that time. He outruns one there, runs right into
number
91, who's been ever present, Brett Hambrick there.
Yes.
Brett Hambrick is a strong, strong football player.
And you were right. They swarmed and they were right there on top of him.
And I've got to believe that the elder coaching staff talked a lot about that at halftime.
They're going to have about 3 or 4 guys keen. Darius Ashley
to fake up the middle.
Oh,
Stephon Ball's got that ball
open.
heading down the sidelines. Stephon Ball brings it down. Looks like inside the 10. It depends. He stops it way outside.
They called it at the 20. I don't know about that.
Luke Massa makes a beautiful pass here to Stephon Ball. Stephon takes the ball right there. He's running down the sidelines.
19-yard line.
Oh, I don't know where he went out. I don't know. That's awful close. I have to.
It's
but again, we're
see.
From up here. But
yeah,
that looked like
that was a great replay by our wonderful Waycross media crew.
Heck of a pass. Heck of a catch.
There's Darius Ashley on a handoff. Somewhat of a draw. He stands on his feet and leans down.
And again, and that's what happens is when you have a Darius Ashley up here, your threat, you can make those plays. Stephon Ball is just wide open. And you can see by that run right there, Darius Ashley just does not want to come down.
Stephon Ball could not have been more wide open than he was on that play. And you can, in a way, you can see why, because they hardly ever throw to Stephon.
Right, yeah, you're right.
He's in at left tight end right now, Stephon Ball is. Milligan in motion, takes a fake field goal. That ball is thrown over the head of Stephon Ball, intended for him down about the 5-yard line. Luke Mass may have been rushed a little bit. He threw it a little too high for Stephon Ball there. It's going to be 3rd and 8 yards.
And I'll tell you what, and Coach Speck is just, he's shaking his head. He's yelling at Stephon. I don't know if Stephon ran the right route or if he was the right distance.
There you see it right there. It's just as if he should have been about 8 yards further down the field. Darius Ashley's going to
nice cut back inside and out. He
runs
driving
down very close to a first down.
I'll tell you what, with the spot, it might be a first down. And as we look at this replay, he's got the holes, but he bounces back and forth, dances left, dances right, and just runs over.
Now watch this. He runs backwards for nearly 5 yards, and that's all strength. That's all strength on the part of Darius Ashley, and it looks like they're going to take a measurement here to see if that is a first down or not. And if it's close, if it's not a first down, it's 4th and inches, Ed, are they going to go for it?
You know what? I would almost be tempted to go for it. Because a few.
Looks like it's going to be maybe a finger's width short.
I would go for it because the way the offensive line is opening the holes, I might even think about doing a quarterback sneak. A couple different things. You could do a quarterback sneak, or you could do a boot and fake it to Darius up the middle, come out, do a boot, and then throw to somebody in the flat.
They are going to go for it. Scheidler's wide left, Milligan's wide right. Luca Romeo gets the ball, and
you give it to Luca Romeo right up the middle.
Pound it up for a yard or two, and what the heck? We can throw out all kinds of ideas, I guess, but just give it to Luca and have him get the first down.
And that's why I'm a freshman coach and I'm not coaching on the varsity. But they get the first down anyway.
And Luca, and as you watch that replay, Luca just puts his head down and just keeps driving. That's a tremendous advantage to have somebody in the backfield like that, a fullback in a fullback role, who can come in and spell Darius Ashley, but also provide some real skill in the running backfield. Romeo and Ashley are in the backfield again. Scheidler, Milligan, wide right. Massa has got Romeo moving a little bit to his left. Fakes, hands off to Darius Ashley.
Touchdown.
Ashley's going to drive the ball into the end zone.
Wow.
He didn't have a great big hole. He danced and made that hole.
He made the hole. And as I said, all he needs is just a little gap. And that's what he gets right here.
There's a cut. Now,
nice drive.
He hits a man hard. Now, number 2 for Elder, Eric Lindemann, is a fine football player. And Darius Ashley just hit him and kept driving.
And that's exactly what happened. And Darius is playing like a man. I don't want to say possessed, but he's got it in his mind that, we're going to win.
Milligan's kick is up, and it's good. And that's a 31-7 game at 8:32 here in the third quarter. I got to believe that kind of a touchdown run, where it's really a strength run, that touchdown run is made in like 9 months earlier. He's doing all his off-season lifting, he's doing his off-season leg strengthening exercises, upper body exercises. Nobody can see it. Nobody's taking notes.
Without
and that's where it pays off.
Without a doubt, and that's exactly what it is, because you have, you know, that he's working hard in the off season. Not only did he play as a sophomore, so he's got that experience, but he's got the workout. You know, Carlo Alvarez has him on a you know, a great routine, and he just works hard. His ethic, his work ethic, and you can see it in his build. You can see it when he gets in the weight room. You can see it when he gets on the football field. That, you know, it's 100%.
Yeah, he does work very hard, and he works very hard on every individual play as well out there.
Yes.
And he committed this week to Louisville, am I correct?
Yes, you are correct.
So he's going to be a Louisville Cardinal next year.
Which is nice too, because now he doesn't have to worry about that. That's not anything that's hanging over his head.
Exactly. So Milligan kicks off, and this time it's going to go down into the end zone. Nick Holthouse is going to take the ball there and politely hand it off to the referee. And Elder is going to start out on their 20-yard line. So,
well, now, you know, Elder goes into the halftime with a score, so they've got the momentum. This was big for St. X to come out, not only stop them, but then go right in and score.
Well, that momentum meant something, because they came out and they had the ball right away, like you said. And so for St. X for the defense to stop them, and then for their offense to make a statement is big. Luke Kuechly's chasing him. It looks like he made a good pass to Kyle Rudolph there on the far side, just outside the
pass.
First down marker.
And what they're trying to do too with John Groen is trying to get him out in the pocket and let him run.
That's a nice catch by Rudolph there.
And again, you know, he's throwing it right where he needed to throw it. And Kyle Rudolph was able to make the catch and keep his foot in bounds.
Tim Bayer was over there on the coverage, making sure that he didn't get any yardage after the catch. Groene's going to be in the shotgun now. It looks like Nick Grampke's back there with him, so he must have done a little rehab in there. Groene's back to pass, throws under pressure. Kuechly gets Josh Jones and starts driving him back upfield. Tackles him at about the 28, but I think the ball's going to be put at about the 33.
It looks like the spot's going to be about the 33, because that's where his momentum, forward progress was stopped. That was a good pass, good throw. And you know, Luke Kuechly was there, but not quite in the right spot.
No, and you know, you gotta like the way Johnny Groene works back there. He knows just when to throw the ball.
Exactly. Yes.
St. X has come so close to him, and yet he always gets that ball off. Here comes Nick Snyder rushing. Groene's going up the middle. Joe Richter makes the initial hit, and Pat Muldoon finally brings him down.
And again, you know, so he picks up another, you know, about a 3-yard gain on that. So
that Johnny Groen's a tough West Side kid.
Oh, he is.
He's he just flat gets out there and keeps going. So they can't ever take for granted that they've got enough points in this game.
No, you can't. And then that's one thing that, you know, that scares the defense here, is because he can't run. You know, you got to keep your passing lanes, and if he gets on the outside, you got to make sure you got somebody coming up to stop his run.
Right. There's 3 down linemen, plus Nick Schneider's going to charge in. He, again, comes pretty close. Justinian Mason makes a nice stop out there on the far side after a catch by Michael Del Prince again, but that's going to be a first down, Elder.
It's going to be a first down, and you know, again, they gained only 4, maybe 4.5 yards, but you know, they got the first down, and again, it was set up with you know, Johnny Groene, and he's making the right plays, right decisions, and
St. X is trying to put pressure on. The line is coming, charging hard. They've been blitzing the last couple plays. Nick Schneider, and yet Groene's always able to get rid of the ball in time. Evan Millard's dropping back a little bit to cover Kyle Rudolph across the middle. Ball thrown a little high. A little high, and it was even too high for Fred Craig, who was coming up behind.
Yep.
So
nice coverage by Evan Miller on Kyle Rudolph. So Tommy Hobson's coming in for Nick Schneider. That's giving us an extra defensive back. And then what'll happen too is I think they either put Luke Keekley or they've been putting Evan Miller up on the line to rush him, and then keep Luke back in coverage.
So now Tommy Hobson will definitely be back in coverage I guess that's the safety position.
Oh, he came in. They'll call it like a nickel back. Okay. And you can see Tommy Hobson going up on. He's blitzing on this one.
He's blitzing. He's got good coverage. Groney throws it.
Nice. That was nice coverage.
Kyle Rudolph was out of bounds there when he caught that ball. Justinian Mason was on him pretty tight, and Kyle Rudolph had to go out of bounds to get that ball.
Unfortunate that they picked up Tommy Hobson's blitz very well.
They did a good job that the offensive line of Elder did there.
And Groney was able to put the ball only where Kyle Rudolph could catch it.
It's going to be 3rd and 10 here for Elder.
Another big stop, another big play for St. X.
So Tommy Hobson, Justinian Mason are going to stay in to provide some more secondary help there. 3 down linemen. Looks like Joe Richter, Greg Scruggs, and Pat Muldoon are going to try the best they can to put a little pressure on.
And Greg Scruggs.
Greg Scruggs literally knocks him down with one swat there. As you see Greg Scruggs come in, and that's unlike Groney.
I don't know. It looks like he's a little shaken up too. I think what may have happened is he may have hit his leg or hit his knee against Greg Scruggs and just went down. As you see him come by, Greg Scruggs comes around. And he steps on it.
He may have stepped on his foot.
He stepped on his ankle. A big loss. Big play for St. X on that play.
That counts as a sack for Greg Scruggs there. Kyle Rudolph off with the punt. This time he hits a line drive. It takes a bounce, and Danny Milligan's going to let it bounce. Starts going back towards Elder Faithful, and they stop it. And it's going to be St. X is going to start play on their 32-yard line as the offense comes out, and we're going to try to do this again.
Now the big nail that would go in is if St. X can drive down methodically, or even a quick play, quick score, and I think that would just put the final nail in the coffin.
Quick scores are really nice, but in a way I think the coaching staff would love to see a sustained drive that eats a little bit of clock. Although that's not a huge concern at this point. Mass is back in the shotgun. Ashley's back there with him. Pat Kelly's in on a blocking tight end. Now he's coming out. Pat Kelly makes a nice catch there. So he does his blocking job and fades out into the right flat where he's tackled there by number 44, Ricky Otis from Elder.
And again, that was just a nice play, nice confidence builder. Fake to Darius Ashley. Darius gets a good block on number 91, and Luke was able just to roll out and get a pass into the flat to Pat Kelly.
Any block on 91 handle is a big block.
It is a big block.
If you can keep him away from anybody, that's huge. This time Romeo and Ashley are both in the backfield. Romeo gets the ball. He's going to head right up the pike and make some serious yards out across the 50. So that's a real nice play. Going to end up with being about a 14-yard gain there for Luca Romeo. Finds a nice hold just for the left tackle position.
Yes. And what it was, as you said, Darius Ashley just goes to the left like it's going to be a toss play, and Luca Romeo just goes right up the middle over the guard tackle position and finds the hole and weaves his way for a 14-yard carry.
I thought it was an Elder spot, too. They hit him on the 50. I could have swore he got a couple extra yards. Carpenter's ready to snap that ball. Milligan, and there goes to Ashley. He spins.
Oh, look at that. Nice
he spins
spin
outside, and he's going to
look at that.
Run through. He stays. How did he not go down there? I think that was Darius Ashley made a heck of a run there again. Number 47 and number 44.
Well, I'll tell you why, and how he doesn't go down.
Patrick Connors.
Yes, he just keeps his legs moving. You talked about his legs.
He gets sandwiched by 2 guys, and he keeps moving. Now that's got to be frustrating for a defensive player.
Well, as a defensive coordinator and as a defensive coach and a head coach, you get frustrated when guys don't wrap. They start tackling like they're playing the NFL, and you can't do that.
That's another 30 yards for Ashley. There's Patrick Burning. He's going to come in. He's going to reel off about 3 yards before he's swarmed under by Elder, and I think they're a little frustrated, and they took it out there on Patrick.
They definitely are getting a little frustrated. And, number 44 was in that play, Ricky Otis. But I'll tell you what, that's just a big play, and Darius Ashley just keeping his legs moving and driving, and if you don't wrap him up, he's not going to go down.
And if you at the beginning of that play, the hole was plugged on the line, and he just literally did a 360, spun out to his right. There's Romeo right up the pike again. He's going to go 5-10 yards down to the 10-yard line again. That'll be about an 7 or 8 yard run, close to a first down, and they say it is a first down, I think.
Yep, they're calling it a first down. So they're inside the 10. They're about the 10-yard line.
And when they get inside there, that's Wendell Taylor territory. And
sure
Wendell steps into the game, and Luca comes out.
And I'll tell you what, sort of happy to see it. I'm sad to see it, but you can start seeing some of the elder faithful walking out.
Luke Mass is going to step up under center. He's got Darius Ashley straight behind him, and Wendell Taylor offset to the left. Wendell moves in motion directly behind him, takes the ball, goes right up the middle for a short gain of a couple yards.
And here's the replay. You can just look at it. They just give it right up, just a 30.
And there's that Hamrick again.
Dive right up the middle. And
Brett Hambrick is one strong football player.
Yes, he is.
If you can get Wendell Taylor from behind and drop him, you've got some strength. And Brett Hambrick's been doing that all night for Elder. Mass is under center again, down on the 7-yard line of Elder. Same play, same formation. Wendell Taylor gets the ball. He's going to run again. He gains about 5 that time. Went down inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, you were exactly right when you said it was the same play, and it was. It was the same play right up the middle, and he drives forward.
Wendell had his eyes on the goal line there, and he kept driving that way.
Yep.
Ends up getting a very, very nice gain. It's a third. Looks like 3rd and 2, 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal from the 2-yard line.
Johnny Scheidler goes wide right. Milligan wide right. Here comes Ashley. Ashley's going to dance inside.
Touch. Oh, he got in. He got in there. I don't know if he got in there, if he fumbled and covered.
Gets up with the ball. That looked like number 58, Evan Winker. Kyle Winker.
Kyle Winker. I don't know.
Let's watch it again here. Darius Ashley's going to try to make some headway here. Number 44, Ricky Otis, wraps him up. The ball drops out of bounds.
But
Kyle Winker picks it up there.
I don't know if
or is he going to? No.
If Darius was actually the one that scored, or if they're actually going to give it to Kyle.
Kyle Winker's got his touchdown. Kyle Winker. If we could see that play just one more time here after the kick, that'd be awesome. There's the extra point. It's up. It's good. That's a 38-7 St. X lead. We'd love to see one time. Kyle Winker has his touchdown, and for an offensive lineman, that's got to be a huge thrill. Thank you, Waycross Media. And here, Derek Ashley's going to be wrapped up by Ricky Otis coming across here. He tries to cut back. Otis makes a nice tackle, gets his arms around him. Ball pops out. Evan Winker's right in the right place at the right time, and there's that touchdown. Kyle Winker. Good for him. So that's a 38-7 score as St. X once again methodically marches down the field by the use primarily of the run. They started that series with a nice pass to tight end Pat Kelly, and from there they just started running the ball. Between Darius Ashley and Luca Romeo, they marched down the field. We're looking at 17 carries now for Darius Ashley with 211 yards, and it looks like a little more of the same thing from the first half.
They did give it to Kyle Wanker. We up in the box here, they gave it to Kyle Wanker. And that's a good thing, for a lineman to be able to get a touchdown. You're always in the trenches. You're always trying to make the holes for the running backs, and it's nice to have them get a touchdown.
And your name doesn't get mentioned.
Exactly.
Ever.
So.
And now,
there's a 15-yard. There's going to be a 15. Oh, there's 2.
There's two there, and that had to be somebody saying something.
I believe it was
Timmy Lee's walking off, or excuse me, Pete Lee's walking off the field. And that's become somewhat of a habit where he pancakes somebody and somebody's getting frustrated.
And it should be, there might be back-to-back 15-yard penalties. Personal foul on Elder and then unsportsmanlike conduct. Oh, they threw it on both. Oh, I don't know about that. And Steve Specht is trying to figure out what's going on here, because he walked as Coach Steve Specht. If you can't see him, but he's saying exactly what Pete Lees was doing. He was walking away, going, just putting his hands up. I hit you, and now I'm walking away. And I think what the refs are trying to do, though, is just make a statement.
Elder starts off with the run. Gramsci's going wide right, and he's going to be swallowed by a hard pursuing St. X defense over there.
And like I said, I think what they're trying to do is I just think they want to put a stop to any nonsense that might be happening.
Yes, and frustrations are going to run deep. Fred Craig wraps up Nick Gramsci. They've met before.
Yep, and I'll tell you what, you've got Nick Schneider, Freddie Craig. You've got a whole slew of St. X Bombers bringing him down.
Yeah. They got 3 wide receivers to the left. Groney's ready to throw. He's going to cut back, run the opposite way, and he's stopped by Luke Keekley. That's going to be a gain of about 6-7 yards there. Brings it out to the 25-yard line, 24-yard line, pardon me.
Third and 6, 3rd and 5.
St. X is going to want to stop him there.
3rd and 6.
Once again, Groney's able to find his way out of trouble and make something good happen from it.
And that's something that you need to, you've got to make sure that you can control him. If you notice, Freddie Craig just sort of let up as he saw that he was going down, because he doesn't want to get any stupid personal foul penalties either.
Groney's in the shotgun, steps back. There's a short pass, nice pass to Daquan Wright, who's going to get the first down before he's dropped. Nice, very nice looking play there.
That was a very nice, and then they picked it. One thing that St. X is doing is blitzing a lot, and one thing that you can, when a team blitzes a lot, you want to throw a quick screen, set up a screen, and that's what they did. They got 4 or 5 guys rushing hard, and then you just set up a screen.
And he made it enough for a first down there before Fred Craig swallowed him and dropped him. That ball's at the Elder 32. They're marching with a first down there, and the 3rd quarter ends. We get 12 minutes of action left. St. X is leading 38-7 here at Balaban Stadium.
I'll tell you what, one statistic that really sticks out is Elder has 14 first downs and St. X has 13. And granted, St. X has scored 3 touchdowns on long runs, which is always nice to have. But still, you look at that stat and you say, what's going on? Why is Elder down by 31 points?
And as important as statistics are, and as much as you can derive from them, they don't dictate the game necessarily, and it's a strange thing. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with some of the big plays that St. X has gotten.
You look at the number of plays too. Elder has 48 plays for 174 yards. St. X has 45 plays for 368 yards. So we've both had the ball for the same number of plays.
Right.
X has just been able to do more with them.
Yeah, St. X is averaging 8 yards a play, and Elder 3 yards a play, or 3.5 yards a play. That was a beautiful break up there on that pass. Watch this. Groney steps back to pass. He's got him coming across.
Tim Bear was able to get his hand in.
Intended for Nick Oldhouse, and Tim Bear makes a very nice defensive play there, knocking that down.
Yes.
Thrown a little bit low. Elder comes out once again. They got Oldhouse right. Josh Jones are out there to the far left. Groney's in the shotgun. Greg Scruggs is putting pressure.
Picked off. Nobody
There's
catching
Ross
Moran for a touchdown.
Beautiful interception, and nobody was there. He strolls into the end zone for a touchdown.
Wow, that was. Now you want to talk about a nail in the coffin. I think that was probably
that had to hurt bad. Ross Moran must have made a read here. Greg Scruggs putting some serious pressure there on Johnny Groney. Ross Moran just literally steps out, grabs the ball.
Steps in front of him.
Waltzes into the end zone. And that brings us to a 44-7 St. X lead. It's weird leading 44-7 and you still worry about Elder.
Oh, you do, and you got to, and you got to worry about them until it gets down to about 5 minutes.
Milligan ready to kick here. Luke Massa to hold. Nice snap, nice hold, nice kick. 45-7 St. X.
Wow. Wow.
You've been talking nails in the coffin. They've been putting a lot of them in there.
They have, and you know what? And this is, it's I think it's a surprise to a lot of people that, you know, the score is actually lopsided like this, 45-7. But as I said, you know, the defense was going to win the game. And St. X defense came up big and strong, and you were just waiting for, you know, Groney to make a mistake with the way, you know, but he's been playing a great game.
It becomes almost a law of averages thing. How many times can you throw? And they've got to throw. They're in a position where they just simply have to throw the ball, and pretty soon your receivers are going to adjust to that. And Ross Moran certainly did adjust right there.
He definitely adjusted. And he stepped right in front of him.
I think we're going to see. Tell me, do you think Luke Massa will step out and we will see maybe Krembrink or Bobby Oleman step into a quarterback position, or will we wait a little while with that?
I would think that they may want to take him out, but with that said, you still want him to get as many snaps as he can.
Parika kicks off there. It's taken on the 15-yard line. Luke Kuechly is there to make the stop on the 33-yard line of Elder.
And you know, and I don't know. I would say take him out just because you do not want him to get hurt.
Right. Well, that's a decision for later as the St. X defense takes the field once more. Ross Moran just came off the field, I noticed, and Drew Grody checks in at his cornerback position.
Well, I think he may have come off the field because either an equipment problem or he got hit, you know, on the kickoff by Brett Hembrake, and he didn't just, you know, tap him.
Michael Del Prince makes a catch at about the 49-yard line there, so that's a 16-yard score with Justinian Mason.
And that was a heck of a pass, and it was almost picked off, I believe, by Tim Bear. And but it was a great play, great catch, and Justinian Mason was able to take him out right away.
Freddie Craig a little frustrated there that Elder was able to make that big gain and first down. I think he would have liked to seen a different result from that.
Yes.
So St. X's defense is going to try to once more to put a stop to any advances that Elder's thinking about making. Here comes the pressure, and once again Groney's able to get rid of it. He
barely.
Luke Kuechly had some serious pressure on him, and Johnny Groney dumps it off for an incompletion and just saved Elder about an 8 or 10-yard loss there.
And again, what he did too was he threw it right at the feet of the receiver or the running back.
Exactly.
Where, you know, he was just definitely not going to get intercepted.
Threw an uncatchable ball.
Yep.
And
it was smart too, because who knows what will happen if he catches it, because the coverage was right there anyway.
Right. So they come out on 2nd and 10. Once again, Groney in the shotgun position. I got to think we're going to see a lot of shotgun coming up here. Josh Jones in motion. Fake handoff. There's a catch by Kyle Rudolph down at the 39-yard line of St. X. There's another first down. Tim Bayer there on coverage.
And again, it's a play action pass, but St. X knows it's going to be a pass. And Kyle Rudolph, he throws it down low to Kyle, only place anybody could catch it. It was a great catch by Kyle.
What a different game than last time. Kyle Rudolph has made several catches. He's been the main target for Groney tonight. And the last time you hardly knew he was on the field.
Right. In fact, he's got 6 catches tonight for 78 yards.
Groney takes the snap, sets up. He's got, my goodness, that was a nice play. And number 40, Carswell, was literally out in the middle of nowhere there.
Wide
Justinian
open.
Mason had to come around and make a snap. Somebody just missed an assignment there, I have to believe.
Well, I think,
Carswell.
And I think what had happened was nobody expected him to go out into the play, but Justinian Mason put a nice hit on him and wrapped his arms.
And Carswell, in typical fullback fashion, puts his head down and just says, "Come on, let's go at it." So they're at the 25-yard line. Elder is, and they're knocking on the door. St. X is probably going to want to tighten up. Groney's back. He's got Carswell once again on the sideline. Carswell heads infield, where he's tackled right there by Luke Keekley for about a 6 or 7 yard
and
gain.
Again, they're just sneaking him outside and knowing that nobody's going to pick him up.
And from watching that play, it looked like Groney was looking at him the whole time.
Yes. If there's one thing about Groney is if he picks a target, he eyes him and he stares at him.
Nick Schneider comes off the field. Larry Thomas checks in at that nose guard position. That's his forte. Let's see what he can do there to help out St. X. Groney once again looking that way. He's got Oldhouse. Oldhouse is going to spins off one tackler and gets down to about the 1 yard line before he's taken out by Jerry Riley and Luke Keekley. So Elder's not going to roll over and play dead here.
Nope. And again, when we talked about it before, you got to be careful about him. You know, it's 45-14, and yes, the coffin's just about closed. But I'll tell you what, they'll put some points up on the board.
Yeah, Elder's not going to roll over here. Jerry Riley takes him out there in strong fashion. Oldhouse made a nice move after the catch there to gain another 5 yards. Elder's looking at 1st and goal on the 1. So I got to believe they're going to try to jump one in here. There goes the pass. Caught by Kyle Rudolph. As Drew Grody.
That was
just a little too short on that play.
Yep.
As you see, Groney steps back, sees Rudolph in the corner, shoots for him, and sure enough, Drew Grody was there, but just a little too short there.
Just a little too short.
Maybe a lot too short. Kyle Rudolph at 6'7", and Drew Grody stepping in at 5'11", so. Tony Miliano's out there to kick. With number 1 holding.
Tom Taney.
Tommy Taney's out there. Looks like a successful kick. That brings 14 for the Elder side of the scoreboard, and St. X with 45. 9:41 left in the 4th quarter. With that in mind, I bet Luke Massa steps back out on the field.
I don't know. It's going to depend on a couple things, I think. I would be surprised if they go for an onside because there is 9:41, but then again, you're down by 31 points. So I don't know.
Well, let's see if they. The reality is that their typical special teams kickoff team is a pretty hands-oriented group anyway. So I got to believe that they're having a serious talk down there with this kickoff.
And I guarantee you, what they're telling them is don't move. You wait till the ball crosses goes over your head, and then you go in. Then you go back and get into your wall.
Now it has to go 10 yards.
Yes.
So they kick off on the 40. It has to pass the 50.
Correct.
So they put them back. So St. X's front line of blockers here is going to be just about their own 46-yard line. Miliano sets it up there on the hash marks closest to us, and he's going to kick off in typical fashion. Ian Cummins makes the grab, bobbles it a little bit, starts heading right up the pike, stutter steps, finds a hole, goes into it, and he's going to bring it out to just about the 30-yard line.
And again, he's going to keep driving his feet too.
Gets out to about the 32, ends up being a very nice run back for Ian after he bobbles it.
He does, and a lot of times when you do bobble it, sometimes it's good for you to do that.
Throws off some timing.
Throws some timing off, but he was able to get it up the middle and just keep his legs driving and moving forward. As we talked about, they are bringing in Griff Krembrink, the quarterback.
Okay. And it looks like that is that Wendell Taylor in the backfield with him.
It's either Wendell Taylor or Nevin Hurd.
21.
That's Wendell. They hand it off to Patrick Burning, and Patrick Burning just driving.
He's going to get there's 2 or 3 yards out of that play.
There's a flag. I think it's going to be holding on number 79 for St. X.
Ian Godofsky.
And that'll
79 is Ian Godofsky, and
that will give Steve Specht a little heartburn.
Yes. That is holding against St. X, so they're going to mark off 10 yards there from the spot of the foul. St. X dejectedly marches back down the field a little bit, and they'll have to set up and do something different here. I got to believe St. X maybe realistically doesn't think they're going to put a touchdown up there, but they do want to keep the ball for a while and eat up a little clock here.
They want to keep the ball. They want to eat up some clock. Fortunately, the clock will start running on this play because there was a running play and it was inbound, so the clock keeps running. But yeah, what you want to do is you want to hold the ball as long as you can. You want to drive and get several first downs.
Stephon Ball is wide receiver to the left. He's going to go down. Griff Krembrink rolls to his right after a handoff up the middle
to Wendell Taylor.
Wendell Taylor cuts up and he gains that yardage back, and he gets back to the back to the line of scrimmage there, or a little past that maybe.
That was a nice pickup too. That was a nice 9-yard gain that Wendell had, and that was a nice play that St. X put together on that. And again, what you want to do is you want to keep driving the ball. If you can get a first down here, keep the clock moving, don't have to throw the ball, that would be ideal.
Drew Kumbala and Stephon Ball wide right. Griff Krembrink hits Patrick Burning up the middle. He dives across the 35-yard line, gets out to about the 36 or 37. And it's going to be 3rd and about 6 for St. X. Again, they definitely want to get want to use up a little more time. They've clicked off just about coming up on to 2 minutes here in these few plays here, and they'd like to. Ideally, they'd love to make a first down and be able to eat a little more clock. Once again, Grumbala goes wide right. Stephon Ball left. Griff Krembrink has a few running backs back there with him. He's in the shotgun position. He takes a snap, throws to Stephon Ball. The ball goes through his hands.
Little extracurricular, and there should have been a flag on that one. Yeah. And it wasn't really malicious, but he did come up behind
Ball's
Stephon
overthrown to Stephon.
Yeah, and the whistle
once there by 24, and then 47.
And the whistle was blown, and number 47 comes up and just smacks him in the back, and and that's uncalled for. And that's where you want to throw a flag and say, listen, we're not going to put up with this stuff. And somebody's going to get hurt.
Right. Late in the game when emotions are running high and frustrations are there, Parika takes the ball, gets off a kick with under some heavy pressure there. Ball bounces once. There it takes a St. X bounce finally. And Nick Schneider downs it there on the Elder 26-yard line. So once again, Elder's going to try to do what they did the last time, is methodically march down the field, and I'm sure they're going to do that on a diet of passing.
Yes, and they're going to have to. I mean, they now the clock is running out on them. They can do one of two things. They can either just run the ball and just try to get something going, just for their peace of mind going into the next season. Or they can come out and say, hey, we're not finished yet. We're going to keep going. We're going to try and score as quickly as we can. And with Kyle Rudolph, you've got to think that they've got to try and get him down the field more.
Exactly. I got to believe that with Groney out there, once again, you never know what's going to happen. Saints got their second team defensive backs in. Groney steps up through and he's going to be hit by Nick Schneider there on about the 30-yard line after a gain of approximately 4 yards, 3.5 yards. And Groney quick hustles over to the sideline to confer with Coach Ramsey while the clock ticks. St. X, nice coverage that time, was able to keep Groney on the ground, eating up a little bit of time.
Yep, and I'll tell you what, I have to apologize to Pete Lees because I kept calling him Timmy Lees. But it is, yeah, Pete Lees actually comes back into the game for Nick Schneider.
So we got a crew of defensive backs here that are second stringers here for St. X.
Well, there's some that are still, for the first team, is still in there.
There's a nice long pass to Rudolph, which is thrown over his head.
And that was a good coverage by Ross Moran and Justinian Mason coming over the top. And one thing that I think that Justinian Mason will be coached upon on that is he was watching, he was just making sure that Kyle Rudolph didn't catch the ball, and he was just playing the man instead of seeing where the ball was and making the interception. And that's got to be something that gets brought up tomorrow.
Michael Holbrook was out there on those last couple plays. He comes out of the game, and Evan Miller checks back in. Drew Brody's still in the game for Tim Bayer as a corner on this side. Ross Moran is on the other side. So St. X does have, for the most part, their first string defense. Groney steps back in the pocket, fires out to the sideline where Josh Jones makes a nice catch on the 49 or 48-yard line. Nicely thrown.
That was a nice throw, nice catch.
Put just enough air
by Jones. Yeah, to put it, and it was right there. And again, I think Justinian, they're going to talk to him about playing the man. But Justinian's playing the game, not to get burnt. And
a little
you can
too
see that
defensively.
Yes. But you know what? With the size of the lead that you have right now, that's all you want to make sure. You want to make sure that they don't beat you deep.
And yet, at some point, where they want to make sure that they stop this, they put a stop. It would be probably good for St. X to get a stop in here on one of these, one of their offensive drives to get them stopped so that they can again reverse their fortunes a little bit and get that second team offense in there again.
Yes.
There's an equipment problem there for Elder. They bring in a new offensive lineman while that helmet over there is being checked out. So Elder's going to get things going again. Groney takes the ball in the backfield. He's getting ready to throw. He runs. He's going to go and get that first down or very, very close to it.
I'll tell you one thing about John Groney is he is not afraid to take a lick. He has not slid once.
No.
He's run up the middle. He's gotten hit, and he's made 2 or 3 bombers bring him down.
He has, and he knows where the first down marker is, and he says, if I slide, I'm not going to make it.
Right. And
this way I got a chance. And
he's only 5'11", 173 pounds too.
He didn't make it, but he came very close. And so it's 2nd and inches on this play. Groney's in the backfield, and I got to believe that they're thinking, let's get as much as we can here. And he's got across the middle.
That's picked off by Jerry Riley.
Jerry Riley. It was tipped by Kyle Rudolph, caught by Jerry Riley, and that's the stop they were looking for to kind of put a little damper on the momentum Elder seemed to have going. There goes Groney to set up in this replay. Nice job there. Kyle Rudolph just thrown a little high. Jerry Riley in the right place at the right time. Steps up, makes that catch, and he's brought down by number 37, Daquan, right there to limit that return after that interception. Nice job there.
Nice job, big stop. That's exactly what they needed. And now let's see what happens here.
Got to get some running plays in here. Nevin Hurd is in the backfield now. It looks like him straight behind Griff Krenbink, who's right under the center. 5:08 left. There goes the handoff. No gain on that play.
They give it to Wendell Taylor on that, and they weren't shocked with that at all. It was just a little quick trap play that St. X tried to do, and just not able to pick up any yards on that.
Right. 86 comes in. Typically that's John Schuyler, but in this case I think it might be Kevin Chase.
I think you're right.
Coming in.
Connor
Stephon Ball is coming out
for the Bombers.
Somehow I don't think we're going to use those wide receivers. I don't think we're going to see any passing here. I think it's going to be a run game, but what do I know? With Krenvik under center again. Hurd. Nevin Hurd's going to take the ball outside. He gets a nice run out of that. It's going to take him up about 6 yards up the field.
I'll tell you what, Nevin Hurd is a running
carrier.
back that you wouldn't think, because if you look at him, he looks small, but
He looks
see
very
this run. And again,
Tyler Duell.
he's got nice leg strength, and he gets up the
There's
middle,
Rolf
and he's not afraid to put his
defensive
shoulder
end
down
for
either.
Elder.
No, he's not.
And you saw number 53 for Elder coming in on the play,
And
Tyler
about 5.
Duell.
That's,
Yeah.
I think they're going to give Nevin Hurd a 5-yard gain on that pickup. So it's going to be 3rd and 5. Once again, be awfully nice at 3:39 here in counting if St. X could get a first down. Nevin Hurd's going to get that ball again. He's running wide, and he's going to try with all his might. Boy, I don't think he's going to get it.
I don't know. That was a nice spot that they gave us, but I don't think he got the first down.
It looks like we're going to be just maybe a half yard short. And
half yard to a yard. Yeah, it just
St. X, here comes a whole crew of new offensive linemen into the game.
Along with Tyler Duell.
So it looks like we're going to go for it and eat clock instead of punt.
4th and about 1.
3:23 and counting. 57 checks out of the game there. Jordan Thompson.
they're gonna go in and punt.
Yep, they are. Here comes the punt team. Tim Perica.
Number 9,
crew.
Tim Perica.
Number 38 there.
Perica into punt
Special
for
team
the Bombers.
specialist Harry Schilderink on the wide right
And
there.
they have nobody deep. They weren't able to get anybody off the field. They have nobody deep. So
there's Tim Perica's kick. It's going to bounce. It's going to take a nice St. X bounce.
slow down.
And it does. It slows down. It slows down, and they bring it down right there on about the 3.5 yard line. That ends up being, he's going to get a nice punt out of that one.
That was not. It was what made it even nicer was that they had nobody deep. They had everybody up on the line. I'll tell you what, Pete Lees has to be careful here. He goes to slide down, and the ball almost goes in the end zone.
Yeah, but where he touched it as it was down.
But if he carries that into the end zone, then it goes in the end zone, and they get it on the 20. So that's something he's got to be careful about.
Yes.
Don't go down and try to
right. He was
funny about it.
Yeah, he had a little too much momentum going.
Right.
There. Okay, they'll take it on the 3. Brony's under center.
Nope.
Oh no, that's their second string quarterback.
Yeah, number 18, Joe Hetzer.
He's a junior quarterback. That he may be the heir apparent.
I would imagine. Yep.
Michael Holbrook.
There's a gain of about 3 yards out to the 6.
Second and about 8.
Now we've got a bunch of new defensive people in here. We see number 25 out there, Tony Iori, who I think is out there.
Romy James is out there, number 97.
17, John Howard is in the game.
I want to think that's Eamon Elswap that's out there as well.
There's a pass in the flat out there to 83.
Number 17, John Howard, makes the stop.
That was Joey Meyer there, the wide receiver for Elder, who made that first down catch, and that carried him out of bounds. They're moving the chains up now.
He gets out of bounds, so the clock stops.
Howard,
a minute
on
and 53 seconds left.
That will carry out to the 20-yard line. First
and 10 on the 20. Elder is on their own 20. Their second string offense is in, playing against probably the second or third string defense against St. X.
Harry Schilderink is in
Hetzer's
there
got
now.
the ball in the backfield, fading to the right. There goes a pass. He's got it out there, and it's completed out across the 40-yard line to number 10, Max Sample, who's a senior wide receiver for Elder. Makes a nice catch out there, and a tremendous gain there.
It was a big game. If you notice, John Howard started to make a play on the ball, but then realized that he couldn't make it, and the ball was able to get past him. But fortunately, Harry Schilderink was able to stop him after he caught it. But one thing about Steve Specht is John Howard was close to the sidelines. He got John Howard and started coaching him.
Good.
And telling him what to do.
That sounds a lot like
And it's not.
Hetzer's got another pass coming. That ball is dropped. It was bobbled a little bit there by number 89, Alex Welsh. And a couple St. X defenders were on top of him. Number 34 is one of our St. X defenders out there. Corey Seiler is in the game. Pete Lees we talked about. Larry Thomas is out there. Number 35, Ayman El Sawaf.
Michael Holbrook's out there. I don't know if we mentioned him.
Number 28 on the far side playing corner out there. Xavier Cooper is in the game.
Michael Wattrang is out there.
Zach Nieberding, third, is on this side as a corner. There's a long pass. That ball is out there. 89 takes the ball out of bounds. 89, Alex Welsh makes a fine catch out there, and he's just tripped up by Xavier Cooper and falls out of bounds. With 1:15 left, they bring the ball down to the St. X 25-yard line. So this second string offense is being able to rack up some serious yards here.
Yeah, they are. They're driving the ball. And that was a perfectly thrown pass, and it threw right over the top of Xavier Cooper. And
so I'd say we'd be looking at Hetzer next year. It looks like he's got a nice touch back there at quarterback. There he goes again. There's the pass again. That ball was almost caught for a touchdown by number 10 there, Max Sample, who was open, just overthrown a little bit.
And Tony Iori just did not have a good play on the ball. And if you look at him, he jumps, but it was way over his head. He needed to be back and covering, the receiver, and instead he tried to jump, hoping that he was going to get that interception.
It's probably pretty tough to get such limited playing time and then come in and really try to make those plays when it's you're getting a feel for the game and timing for everything. St. X would be nice to get a stop here on Hetzer. Hetzer's back to pass once again. He's got number 17 across the middle. That's Mitch Riley, wide receiver. Mitch Riley makes a nice catch and carries it down to just inside outside the 15.
And he was brought down by Xavier Cooper and Michael Waltrang.
Enough for a first down. So there goes Elder again. 59 seconds left on the clock. And Elder's march. They put together a couple big drives here. I know this deep secondary. There goes Hetzer again. He's caught out
there. Nice catch. Nice
catch. That's Max Sample again. Hetzer's throwing the ball right on target.
Second down and about 9.
That looks like the problem there was he didn't get out of bounds.
Right.
Elders looks like they're not going to use their timeouts.
Hetzer has 5 completions for 7 attempts.
There goes Hetzer again.
Oh,
he's hit right when he throws, and that ball is not caught. Boy, that receiver made a valiant attempt at that and really did everything possible to bring that in. That was number 87, Eric Vogelsang, I believe, who made that attempt. Very nice attempt there.
And it was number 17. Number 17, John Howard, was the
okay.
On the defense.
That may have been Joey Meyer.
It was Joey Meyer. Yep.
For Elder. So the clock's down to 18 seconds. It's 3rd and about 8 for Elder. The ball sits on the 13-yard line. Hetzer's back in shotgun. He's going, fades to his right a little bit. Here comes the St. X pressure. He throws it into the ground. He takes an incompletion instead of a sack. He has to have learned that from Groney, that timing. That's exactly the pattern that Groney used whenever he was under pressure. He got rid of that ball before he took a loss.
And Pete Lees has to be careful on that too, because he came up, the ball was definitely hit on the ground and bouncing around, and he came up and put a hit on the receiver. And that's just something you just want to look at him and say, be smart. Don't do anything stupid. Just be smart.
You do, make sure you're under control.
Right.
Well, the Elder's going to give it another go here. Hetzer's in a shotgun.
It's 4th down.
He's got it straight back. Short play. The ball's tipped there. Nice play. Nice play by number 46 there for St. X.
Nate Quinn
Nate Quinn makes it.
Nate Quinn, who started off his freshman year as a quarterback, and I told a story, and I'm not going to tell it again, but started off as a quarterback, and he kept working hard all 4 years, and he's playing linebacker now, and just loving it. He got to return 1 or 2 punts. I don't know if he actually returned them, but he was able to get back there, and he caught a couple punts, and so it's been great. That's a good thing for Nate.
Bobby Oleman checks in at St. X for quarterback, and he's going to take this snap with 8 seconds left. He takes a knee, and that's going to be the game here at St. X. So we thank you for being a part of this Waycross media broadcast here at St. X High School, where the Bombers of St. X has defeated the Elder Panthers in this first round of the tournament, 45-14. Thank you very much for being a part of us, and we thank Waycross community for their interest in St. X High School and their willingness to come out and give this game to the community.
Just a few quick things is St. X with the final total of 53 plays and 391 yards, and Elder with 73 plays and 354 yards. With the final score, St. X 45 and Elder 14.
Thanks everybody for being here. This is from Ed Nardini and Bill Schlater at St. X High School. Good night.
This has been a production of Waycross Community Media, the Access Partnership of Forest Park, Green Hills, and Springfield Township. Opinions expressed are those of the program's participants and do not necessarily represent the Community Programming Board, volunteers and staff of the Waycross Media Center, the community governments, or the cable company. If you have questions regarding this program, or if you would like to participate in the activities of Waycross, call 825-2429. Or write Waycross Community Media, 2086 Waycross Road, Forest Park, Ohio, 45240.